Weebcast! Hello everybody, welcome to the Weekly Weebcast. I'm your host Jeffrey Thu, professional shitbag, and I am joined today by Takahata101 of Team 4-Star.
Yeah, baby, how's it going there?
And WeegeePlays.
Hello, how are you?
We're good, Weegee. How are you over in the deep south or wherever you're at?
I'm in Kansas. That's not deep south.
That's pretty deep south.
How does it feel to have your vote not matter?
I mean, you know.
You're in one of those states.
Oh, yeah.
Please vote still.
Yeah, everybody please vote. This is the pre-election podcast, so we gotta put that plug in there, please.
Now.
I really would like to say I would like to congratulate President Trump on his sweeping victory with winning 500 electoral college votes. Completely correct.
No.
But here's fun thing. Me and Jeff are actually in Jeff's room, so I know all the shit he's into.
Yeah, all of the stuff. He can see my hentai collection.
You have a lot of Spoonie photos on the wall. It's interesting.
More than the average human being would have of Spoonie
I
photos,
remember
for sure.
Spoonie. Boy, I remember.
I remember Spoonie. Hey, remember that guy with the glasses.com?
Ooh, I remember.
Oh, I remember.
Doug's still making episodes.
He is still making episodes.
And they're actually really, they have really good production value. I like him and Malcolm and Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, they've really upped their production game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the one group of people who can still get away with putting extended sketches in their reviews of things.
Yeah, Doug's a fantastic writer and a really good actor. Actually, he's a better actor. If I were filming like a live action show, I'd cast Doug as like not the nostalgia critic.
Yeah. Yeah, he really leans into that character hard.
I'd cast him as someone's obnoxious brother. That's what I'd cast Doug as.
Hey, he is.
Yeah, was that he? Could you imagine? No. Imagine just Doug playing your brother in something. Hey man, what's going on? I'm working on my thing here. You need help? No, I'll help you. No, I'm good. Please don't help me.
But yeah, we're not here to talk about internet videos today as much as I would like to. We are here today to talk about Mob Psycho 100. Which was one of the highlights of last season. I think we can all agree. One of the best shows Bones has put out in a while.
Bones animated that?
Yeah, Bones animated that.
I'll talk about the animation.
I will. We will get on board with that in a sec. But basically, I am putting out a What's an OP of Mob Psycho 100 on Thursday.
Good luck. Which
people have asked me for forever. I've got the script written. I've got it recorded. I'm just getting editing done for that. Just so I figured I'd put in some cross promotion with the Weebcast. And also, it's a good show that I want to talk about.
Yeah, no, it's legitimately one of the best solid 13-episode animes out there. So far until the next season.
Having read the manga for research purposes on the OP, because the OP has so many references to the manga, I am looking forward to the future chapter or the future episodes. It's going to be good.
No, absolutely.
It's going to be
is season
really
2
good.
announced? Is that confirmed? Oh, I didn't know.
I could have sworn it was announced.
Yeah, I think they've announced it.
If anything, it's the most obvious season 2 ever.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
so.
But it is Bones, so maybe they won't.
Yeah.
But One Punch Man did get season 2 announced recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Which will be interesting. I don't know if they have enough for season 2 from the manga.
I think they do. The Garo arc is really, really solid.
Fair.
There's a lot there.
If anything, right, they're gonna do. What's his face? The guy with the scar on his face.
Garo.
No. Like the guy who's fake tough. He's in the top. He's in the.
Oh yeah, King. The King.
Yeah,
arc,
the King. There's the King arcs in it. I would love to voice King. That's the character of all I would love to play would be King. Mm-hmm. He's just so great. Oh man, I just want to be left alone, you know.
The King engine's revving up. No, that's actually just his really fast heartbeat.
I don't want to die.
So we've all seen Mob Psycho at this point. Yep. We all loved it, which is why I brought this super team together. We're going to go around in a round table and start with our thoughts on it. Let's start with Weegee. What were your impressions of Mob Psycho?
I thought that it was probably... I would say that it is my favorite show from this year. I really loved everything about it. Like I was kind of skeptical at first when I saw it because I wasn't sure, if it was really going to be that good. But I don't know. I just thought it was really good. I'm really good at articulating my points, as you can tell. But
yeah, you're not an anime critic. You're a game critic.
Yeah. I mean, I did a whole video about it.
Did you like the gameplay in Mob Psycho 100?
Oh, it was fantastic. The controls were super fluent. Everything was great.
So when they add Mob to Smash Bros, do you think he'll be OP or underpowered?
Oh, yeah, he's already in. Ness is in there. What do you mean?
Oh, that's right. That's right. He totally is already in there. Yeah.
My favorite part about Mob was when he said PK Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a great part. But yeah, animation was great. Action was great. Story was great. Mob is like the cutest kid ever. Great show.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of it, Taka?
It's interesting. I can actually state why I think the show was above and beyond. Like, the first episode was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on an animation level, it's, like, gorgeous. One of my favorite parts about it is how they incorporate different styles of animation into the actual production.
In a way that's cohesive.
Exactly. For example, like, stop-motion pastels. For example, for, like, when the ghosts appear.
It's actually oil paint?
Yeah, sorry, stop-motion oil painting, and also chalk drawings, which are slowly erased and stuff at certain scenes when something bad happens, and it just cuts away to, like, just a chalk drawing and stuff like that. Sometimes like charcoal on white paper. See, my sister is an animation. She's an art major, so she watched Mob Psycho and she's like was blown away with the different styles of 2D art that were being incorporated in every aspect of it. On a storytelling level, I really liked the first couple episodes. I love the twist at the end of episode 2 because they swerve the opposite direction of him just joining that group and like, no, I want to improve my body, so he joins the Body Improvement Club, and they're great characters. What I think was the big difference maker for me was when it got a cut to the brother storyline. Normally, that kind of story bugs me in an anime where it starts focusing on like an edgy character. Yeah, I don't like that. I actually don't care for those kinds of characters. They're unrelatable, and I was really liking Mob. Yeah. I was liking everything leading up to that, and they wrapped the story up in one episode, and it was fast paced, kept me interested. Segued over by incorporating... I always forget the green guy's name. I always forget his name.
Dimple?
Dimple, yeah.
Dimple, sorry. Because I want to call him Dumpling in my head.
Dumpling.
Dimple. And Dimple's, like, how he was incorporated into it made a lot of sense. But I like how that segued over to the end of the anime arc. And that kind of like that secondary act of the whole season in that manner really cut the two together in a way that made a lot of sense. And usually in a lot of shows, they lose me in the second act. Yeah. They'll like the first act will be great, then they incorporate something that I don't care for, and then they try and wrap it up. But I really like the second act because I didn't dislike it. That's my best explanation.
And I do agree that it really picked up in terms of like the action rose very well into the second act. The story, the plot moved at a faster and faster clip as things were introduced.
And Mob's fight in that alley, for example, was like holy. It was like another
that
level.
Was fantastic.
I was blown. I'm like, this is not an OVA or a movie. This is a show.
Yeah,
and it was that good, and the level of animation stayed good throughout the entire thing.
Another thing that I really like about the animation that I can't always say for One Punch Man. They're both shows that incorporate a lot of different animation styles, but One Punch Man is a little bit visually inconsistent sometimes with how it's presented.
Well, it's because it's a webcomic too.
Yeah, but I mean, like in the animation itself, it doesn't always feel like the same show, and Mob Psycho always feels like the same show. Even when it goes really, really out there, it incorporates its stuff, I think, a little bit better. In terms of the story, I think that why Ritsu works so well, despite being one of those edgelord characters who you'd normally hate.
He's the Sasuke. He was the Sasuke, essentially. And we hate Sasuke.
Yeah, I mean, everybody hates Sasuke.
Exactly.
But the thing is, his inferiority complex toward Mob,
made sense.
It made sense. And the important thing with him being the Sasuke's better than Naruto. Ritsu is worse than Mob. Yeah. He's got an actual reason to feel down narratively.
He's scared of Mob.
He's scared of his brother, and he also wants to be his brother.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't understand why his brother looks up to him for actually being good at things. And like he serves more purposes than just changing the direction of the story, because he's also somebody for Mob to look up to, in terms of being like a regular human being. He presents an interesting foil because he gets his powers later in life, and how that changes him presents an interesting foil to how Mob sees his own powers. So it's got thematic resonance with what the story is about. And then most importantly, that was a B plot for most of the season, that inferiority complex that became an A plot for one episode and then was merged into the A plot of the main story to create a through line to the Claw arc.
It was one of the most solid narratives. Like from beginning to end. It
definitely worked very well.
And beginning to end, solid narratives. Because a lot of anime will start up episodic. Yeah. And then slowly work themselves into a serialized story. And sometimes the segue can be very obvious. This wasn't. It actually came up in a very subtle way, but it didn't feel stilted, I guess, if that's the best way of putting it, which is why I like it. I've watched it twice. I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't usually watch stuff twice. Me
neither.
I really don't watch a lot of shows twice, and I did for this one. And what's really impressive to me is I noticed more things on a second watch through, because they throw in a lot of subtleties sometimes in some scenes, and a lot of meanings. And the whole story of the whole story is self-improvement and your own perspective on your own life, right? Which is a fantastic lesson. It's a fantastic perspective. Mob, in my opinion, is a better character than Saitama.
I would agree.
I think Saitama's a great character. I think he's a fun character. I think Mob is a better character because I can identify with Mob, because just because you're good at something doesn't mean you feel like you're good at something.
Yeah.
And just because you're good at something doesn't mean you feel that you're worth it. It's about the show is more. I know, because I know everyone says like One Punch Man's a bit about depression, but I think Mob Psycho 100's a little bit more about inferiority.
Yeah, and it's about adolescence in like every aspect.
That's very fair, which is why I really love the second episode, which is with the Body Improvement Club.
Yeah. That by the way, I guess this is a little late to say this, but this discussion will be pretty spoilery for the anime on the grounds that it's a post-show discussion. So I would recommend, if you haven't seen it, watching it at crunchyroll.com/basement, where you can get a 14-day free trial to watch.
That plug was about as seamless as the second arc of One Punch Man.
Thank you.
No, I'm kidding. That was sarcasm.
That perfect segue ruined.
That was about as subtle as the jump between season 1 and season 2 of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
They're gonna change the intro.
That'll make me sad.
Yes, it will.
But they'll change the intro for Mob Psycho too, which is it's so perfect.
Sometimes you don't need to. It's like there's been certain instances, because I can talk about the intro here, and I know that's your business, but I normally don't care about intros of anime. I normally don't, because usually they're Watashi wa kimi mono. I'm just like, no, I don't care. I don't. But Mob Psycho was so much fun because it was artistically. It was a trip, and everything was bleeding into each other. And I think, as an actual visual piece of art, Mob Psycho really upped its game.
I would agree.
It upped its game from the intro to the actual animation and use of different art styles, to the fighting choreography. Again, when Mob fought in that alley, against the tattooed guy, I always forget. I'm bad with names.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Japanese names. I'm like, it's like you want to talk about Durarara. I can't. I'm like, all right, there are.
Why can't he be named Jim?
Can we call that one Jim and that one Dave? Because I'll be able to tell those two apart, Jim and Dave.
I just call him Purple Hoodie Guy.
That's why I like...
Purple Hoodie Guy's a good name.
Purple Hoodie Guy. Like, the fight against Purple Hoodie Guy, so good. It was such a good fight. It was a good fight, and it was well animated. And I cared. I cared about the fight, because it had stakes that came out of nowhere that mattered. And that's pretty fantastic. And then it segued over, and then Mob kicks his ass the next time they fight in a spectacular manner. Which is one of my favorites, actually. And you know what, actually? We recently watched a movie that reminded me a little bit of Mob Psycho. and that would be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right.
There's a lot of mystic because there's kind of like it. Because psychic powers are just magic. It's magic that's scientific magic.
A little sciencey magic, and Doctor Strange
Bridged that gap pretty well too.
Doctor Strange, I think, he would be a Mob Psycho villain.
Yeah, he would.
Like, his character arc is very much how a lot of the villains go. I think that the reason Mob is a more interesting character than Saitama is because the whole point of Saitama's character is that he's stopped in the middle of his character arc. He's basically completed everything that he wanted to do, and now he's profoundly depressed because he's still not happy.
No, exactly.
And whereas Mob is about somebody who was born with something that most people would kill for, and he realizes that doesn't make him happy, so he's trying to just be a better person.
He's just it doesn't feel special to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel special,
Yeah.
even though he is.
He's incredibly special, but yeah.
But in the end, it's just like anything else. Some people are good at like tests. I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
I can be good at this thing that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of living a life.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is an interesting perspective, because I think one of the reasons why we like it is, for example, like my job is I'm a writer and I'm an actor, and I never think I'm good enough.
Yeah.
I never do. And even though he's powerful, he never thinks he's good enough. And I identify with that, because even if you're good at something, or people think you're good at something, you don't feel like you're that good.
Yeah.
And that's a
I feel
perspective
that,
thing.
definitely.
That's a perspective thing. And that, I think Mob Psycho actually encapsulates that. And I got and this is an interesting thing. I'm going to give props to the Japanese actor of Mob, because he gets that across in a foreign language to me. Mm-hmm. And there's a language barrier, but I can still with the dialogue and the acting, I can still feel what he's going for. And I think that's really imperative, and that's very important, actually, because we a lot of shows you lose, because sometimes like, the sub's better. You don't really know that. You don't know the language.
Yeah,
you're not hearing the subtleties. Some subs I've heard the subtleties, whereas in, like, I like the Attack on Titan sub, for example. Dub has a lot of things I like about it too, but the sub, Aaron's great. Mob is great in the sub.
Yeah.
And I know they're going to be dubbing Mob Psycho 100, and I can't wait to see it. I'll watch it dubbed.
Yeah,
I
of course.
will watch that dubbed. I will actually look forward to watching that dubbed. But again, there was a subtlety that the Japanese actor brought to the character that it required, and really got it across. So I'm repeating myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really hope that they do nail that in the dub, because they didn't really with the One Punch Man dub.
I
did not like the One Punch Man dub. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna flat out say right here, I have several friends who are in the One Punch Man dub. So I'm now gonna give my opinion on the One Punch Man dub with friends in it. It did some things right. It did some things I wasn't the biggest fan of, or I, as a viewer and as someone who's done dubbing, again, it's personal. It's a personal perspective, and a lot of this stuff. I liked Max Middleman as Saitama. There was one thing I didn't get from his character, which might have been lost in translation, unfortunately, is the character didn't sound depressed in the dub. He sounded bored.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
And that is a hard that is, as an actor who's done that, it is hard to do that. It is hard to go from being bored to being depressed, because they kind of bleed into each other very, very heavily. I'd say the one thing that could have been a little bit different, and this is, again, from my perspective, because I'm not the director, I'm not the actor, I'm not the Japanese producer, I'm not the American producer. There's a lot of hoops I had to go through. They said that was what they wanted. That was the Japanese team that said they wanted that. That is a very imperative that people understand that, because this dub went through a Japanese production company too.
Yeah.
Right? Is instead of, because Max would, and it sounded really good sometimes, just a hero for hire. He's like, I'm a hero for hire. He needed to project a little bit more. I'm a hero for hire. Because he still would project a fair amount, but had haha, I'm a hero for hire. So yeah, I'm a hero for hire. What do you want? Like, he still kept his voice up like he wanted to get this open. Okay, come on, show me what you got. It's nothing. It's a lot of nothing. Like, he's been going through that a little bit. Again, that's really hard to nail. That's really hard to do. And even in the Japanese dub, you kind of heard it a little bit. But a lot of us read the manga for One Punch Man.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always better in your head because it's always exactly what you want in your head.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it, and that is an important thing. And also, once you've heard the sub, you have a particular thing in mind, which is why sometimes for dubs, people are like, "Oh, this is different." That's okay. So was Cowboy Bebop from the sub, and the sub was not good.
And Bebop is great.
And Bebop is great. Outlaw Star was the same. Trigun was the same. Like, the dubs were better than the subs, arguably. And there are certain cases where that is definitely the case.
Baccano's my go-to example.
Baccano, Do-Da-Da-Da-Da is also very good dubbed. Full Metal Alchemist dubbed. Like, exactly. There are a lot of dubs that just nail it. They just nail it. And sometimes there's one or two characters that are a little bit off, and One Punch Man had a couple off characters.
Yeah.
But it was still a really well-performed dub, in my opinion.
I would say overall, I think Saitama brought it down, and Genos really brought it down.
I've only seen a couple clips. All I know is I wanted to be one character in that dub, and I would never be able to be that character.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the Ocean King with my Alucard voice.
Oh, that would be strong.
My goodness, what a beautiful little boy you are. Why do you want to die, child? Like when he gets really big and sharky.
Yeah. But unfortunately, studio interference with dubs is a big problem these days from Japan. Although, by the way, just so you know, by saying that that we like dubs at this moment, we have lost 90% of the comment section.
I like some. Here's the thing: I watch some shows dubbed. I really do. Some shows I don't want to read. For example, like I really love Drifters.
Yeah.
I love reading Drifters. I like watching the sub of Drifters. I'll watch the dub of Drifters. I will buy the official release of Drifters because I love me some Drifters. That being said, it's all about personal taste.
Yeah.
It is about personal taste. For example, the dub of My Hero Academia. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good dub. The main character, and of course, Chris Sabat as All Might. So it's Alex Louise Armstrong as All Might. Yes!
Oh, I haven't heard the My Hero Academia English dub, but that sounds pretty good.
It's Alex Louise Armstrong as All Might.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, that sounds really good, yeah.
I watched some clips from it, and like I am friends with the two main characters, and I want that to be very open. I think the dub was actually really well done. I think it's nailed the characters are very full of life, and there's an exuberance and an excitement with the performances, which I think is very fantastic.
I listened to that simul dub and I enjoyed it quite a lot.
No, it really did a really good job. And out of all shows, that one really needed to be really good, and that one really nailed it. And I really want to give props to Funimation for really knocking Deku out of the park, because nailing a main character is hard. But Justin Briner, who's a friend of mine who played Cloud in our FF7 series, is the main character of My Hero Academia. He sounds like Morty from Rick and Morty a little bit, and it's perfect. It's like, oh, jeez!
Oh, jeez, All Might. I don't know if we want to...
You gotta understand, Deku, we're superheroes, we gotta go do it,
Oh, gee, I don't know if I can take on that guy, All Might. He's got hands all over his face, and those hands, they eat people's bodies. That's real scary, All Might.
You gotta know... You just gotta do it, because I can't get buff anymore, because I already hit my max time today.
Oh no, All Might! There's a big crow guy coming at us. He's gonna beat some people up, All Might.
Just pluck him. Just go in there and do it.
Just pluck him.
Just pluck that crow. No, but sorry, we talked about dubs a bunch there, but I am very curious about the Mob Psycho 100 dub. I'm curious to start hearing it. I don't know if there's any clips out or any audio bits out. Because I don't know if
they've started on it yet.
It's because of the new Funimation Crunchyroll crossover that they're doing, which I love.
I love that. That's the best thing to happen to anime since Crunchyroll started existing.
No, because now they're going to stop bidding against each other. Because, remember what happened last year, right? The Free fiasco?
Oh, yeah.
It's because Funimation got the rights to Season 2 of Free and dubbed it, and then Crunchyroll got the rights to Season 1 of Free and streamed it. It's like, fans must have loved that.
Yeah, that is... I'm glad that we're past that. Now all we have to worry about is Daisuke.net not giving a good show to a better streaming service.
That's the worst because Daisuke has One Punch Man, right?
Yeah, Daisuke has One Punch Man, and they have the worst compression of any web player.
It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad, yeah.
It's because part of me is like, just put it on Crunchyroll, like, because it just bleeds over to the next episode, and I can R1 my PS4 controller and go to the next episode when the outro starts, like. Just please cater to my laziness. I want you to cater to my laziness, which is like when I see a show not on Netflix. Do you not want me to watch it?
Exactly. I mean, I have to go through all the work of watching this through legitimate channels.
I have to find a torrent.
No. We don't do that. We don't do that here.
Oh, I don't torrent anime.
That's wrong.
I don't torrent shows anymore. I just won't watch it if I can't watch it on Netflix.
Yeah,
exactly. I won't watch. I'm just like I don't have TV. I don't want to torrent shit because I don't like finding torrents.
Netflix has brought
definitely.
Netflix has brought my laziness up to a point where I can't torrent stuff anymore.
No,
it's too much of a pain.
You don't want to look. You don't want to look for a good torrent.
Yeah, it's just too time consuming.
The only reason that I will ever go to a torrent site is if I need a RAW to edit into a video.
Yeah,
and that feels like a hassle, especially since Deluge constantly freezes on my computer. You
know what the last thing I torrented was?
What?
It was like the first season of. Oh God! What is that? What is that one vampire show in New York where the vampires are more like
The Strain?
The Strain. That was the last thing I torrented. Was The Strain season 1? That was it.
That was a while ago too.
Yeah, I know. It was the last thing I torrented. It was the last thing I
torrented.
Last non-porn thing I torrented.
By the way, we
gotta make an amendment for porn here. We will.
We do not endorse piracy on the Weebcast. Just so you know.
On.
Should I not talk about that? Am I in trouble?
I mean, Miles from Crunchyroll might come and break your kneacaps at some point.
Oh, really?
I've already filed a police report, so...
Oh, no! Come on, man!
Sorry to say. I'm just being a citizen. I have to do what I have to do.
You wouldn't torrent a car, would you?
Well, one of the reasons why...
You wouldn't download a car.
Well, there are so many legitimate ways to watch, like, official things. Like, I can watch it on Crunchyroll. You can watch it on Daisuke, even though you hate the compression rate. You can watch it on Funimation's streaming service as well. And Netflix for a bunch of shows, too. There are options available. And I'd rather go through legitimate means to watch a show. Because if it's on a good streaming service, why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
It's they've made... especially simulcasts and simul postings, because that used to not be a thing.
Yeah.
That has made... fan subbing, it is made, which a lot of people have opinions on.
I have opinions on fan subbing.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one fan sub I'll ever miss, and that is the Kaizoku fan subs for One Piece, because they kept lots of swears in, and whenever they would do a special attack, they'd use special font that got bigger as they said the attack name, and I loved that.
That is pretty.
They had special
classy.
font for every character had special font for their attack names. And would blow up when they did it. That's about it. But they've made piracy less viable by providing a better service, and that is what everyone should try to do.
Yeah, that's what Netflix did. That's how Netflix stopped film piracy, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's cracked down on it. It still hasn't, because shows that aren't on Netflix get pirated like crazy.
Oh, exactly. HBO is really stupid for not putting their stuff on Netflix.
That's not necessarily their fault. They're tethered to a really rough contract with a TV provider.
Oh, that is true.
That is an important distinction to know. Everyone gets mad at HBO like they signed a really shitty contract a bunch of years ago. I think to my knowledge, I might be completely off base on that from what I remember, though. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying with HBO Go, but they have like so many loops that they have to jump through for that to work.
Yeah, they do. Because they know how their decision model is not great. Mm-hmm. What's that? Bloop, bloop.
Oh, that's Discord talking to us right
now.
Is
that coming through onto this?
Yeah, that's coming through because I put all the Discord alerts onto this microphone.
Okay.
Oh man, we are hecka confusing our audience right now. We should bring this discussion back to Mob Psycho, I think. As much fun as it is talking about media in general. But I think that Mob Psycho it's more indicative of one's strength as a writer than One Punch Man, but they both really highlight that writer's ability to take very fantastical concepts and make them applicable to everyday human beings.
I actually can I have a description of this. Mm-hmm. One Punch Man is his deconstruction of a genre.
Yeah.
And Mob Psycho is his reconstruction.
Yeah, I would say that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's because the stereotypical arcs get swerved in Mob Psycho. for example, you think he was going to join the occult club, and that would be swerved. Yeah, he's joining the body improvement club. Idiots.
And when he takes on villains, more often than not, he just like straight convinces them to be better people in very, very believable and honest ways.
Him versus Dimple.
Him versus Dimple. Like, Dimple is one of my favorite characters in a recent TV show.
He is a comedy character done well.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's that character done really well. Every anime has that character.
Yeah.
I think. But this is one of the best iterations. Also, props to the Japanese actor for really nailing that character.
Oh, yeah. Like I love that they went for he's sort of like a bit of a sleazy old guy, as opposed to...
Dude, he's a complete scam artist. He's a ghost scam artist, which... And again... not to get off the point of Dimple, but my favorite character of Mob Psycho is not Mob.
It's Reagan.
It's the Master.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to dub him. I would love to be Reagan. He's so believable. Yeah, he's a complete scam artist, but it's not that he's scamming people. He's actually helping people in his own way.
Yeah.
By playing into their paranoias.
Like what I like about Reagan as a character is he your initial impression of him is that he's a total scumbag. But as you get to know him, you realize that he's
a good guy, and he's helping people.
He's preying on idiots who would normally be preyed on by absolute douchebags. And
he actually helps
so that they get their problems solved while still believing in the stupid nonsense that they believe in.
Exactly. That's why he fixes... Do you have a weight on your shoulders? Yeah, so he fixes the person's bomb.
He gives him a really good massage, and he's like, "Oh, I feel great. Yeah, that's a perfect exercise."
Yes, the ghost is gone now. The spirit, because he's not completely scamming them. He's actually helping them. He gives that one lady a massage because she really badly needed and stuff like that. For example, when Mob is about to be swindled for that vase thing, he comes in there and is like, "Oh, I've seen this trick," cracks his neck.
I've done this trick.
And he turns it around completely.
Yeah. That's a really good, could be a throwaway thing that turns into a really strong character moment for the both of them.
Exactly. No, exactly. And of course, you have to talk about the end of the anime with Regan as well. How he convinced everyone thinks he's the ultimate leader because he's just so confident in everything he does.
He just walks into the play
walks in like he owns the place, and everyone's like, "I guess he does." I mean,
follow this guy then. Why not?
I love because he's such a smart character and good at understanding people. And I love that his one strength that he actually brags about is that he never has lost an argument with anybody.
And they lean into that. He's like fighting. He's chatting with a god of power, and the god's like, you make a good point.
Yeah. And the best part of it, I would say, is when he goes in and fights Claw, and he's like, "Why isn't this working? This should always work," which is the thing that always happens in shonen anime, except it's about why can't I talk to these people instead of why isn't my power working. And then he's like, "Oh, it's because they're a bunch of children." That's the best turning point in terms of writing that I've ever seen in an arc about villains. It's like, oh, they're just a bunch of man-children who don't understand how the world works and genuinely think that they can accomplish world domination just because they can throw psychic energy at people.
Yeah.
Just because they think they're so special. Well, they just because they think they're better than everybody else. It's the most arrogant thing ever.
It's the most childish thing ever.
Oh, exactly.
And I just love that one acknowledges that and turns that into the turning point of the arc, whereas most shonen anime are completely tone deaf to just how childish their villains end up being. Yeah,
it's really trying to take over the world or destroy the world is stupid.
Yeah,
it's a very stupid thing to do. It's doesn't make sense. Why would what do you gain from that? What do you? It's you don't get anything from that in the grand scheme of things. It's a pointless endeavor that just makes yourself feel like you matter. And the only people who would want to do that are petty people who are insecure. Neets and Hikikomori who can't handle how the real world works. Right. And it's like, you think that if you were in charge it would be any better? No, exactly, right? And they again, that's why I love that argument with the leader, the division leader of Claw, the old man. I love how he was just losing his shit when he was being argued against. He was getting so mad Because he's an old man who's believed that his whole life.
Who's been a baby his whole life.
Yeah.
He's being coddled. He's just being fed. He's created himself a echo chamber of self-agreement with no outside opinion, and some guys come in and completely like flip his table, and he's mad because his table was so well set. No one could set a better table than him. Mm-hmm. And I really like that you point out how childish their plan is, because on a lot of shows, the villains' plans are childish. It's like, why would you do that? Why do you care so much to hurt people? Like, why? What do you get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, like, Dragon Ball Z has a bunch of villains.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
hate to say it, but Dragon Ball Z's villains actually, the reasons why they did shit kind of made a bit more sense in some modern day anime. Frieza wanted eternal life.
Yeah.
That's I want to live forever, because he's egotistical and thinks he deserves to live forever. And he got mad because someone was finally able to match his power. But the thing is, he didn't actually train that much. He never really fought that much.
Which is great in Resurrection F.
That is one of the best parts about Resurrection F. Cell is made up of everybody. So he's an amalgamation of all their confidence and all their ego, and he has that need of a Saiyan to fight a fight, even if it doesn't make sense to him.
Yeah.
But he also, however, still has Frieza's showmanship. Mm-hmm. And Boo is just a force of nature.
Yeah.
The many forms of Boo. And supervillains, I have no opinion on, because I haven't seen a lot of Super.
Yeah. Super's more comedy-oriented, I think.
Super's leaning really heavily into short-form storytelling.
And I think the tone of Super goes back to... We should do an episode on Super sometime.
At some point, you should have Scott on, definitely, for that.
And that would be good.
Yeah.
Once the dub is out, because I can't...
Actually, it announced Funimation finally is dubbing, and everyone's like, "Oh, it took you long enough." You guys need to know the subtleties of an actual two companies negotiating the rights and distribution of a property.
You can only imagine how long that would take.
It's a bit more intricate than you might assume.
Especially with... You know what probably allowed it to go through?
What?
The end of the bidding war between Crunchyroll and Funimation to get Super.
Because Crunchyroll then started streaming
Super, yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Mm-hmm. Who really knows the intricacies of that? But everyone needs to know that it's intricate. And it's not just like, well, Funimation dubbed it, so they should continue dubbing it. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
It's a different negotiation for every individual property.
Yep.
Which is why it took a while to get the actual Battle of Gods movie dubbed. Then it took Resurrection F, that actually came out a bit earlier that time, but then there was more of a conversation that needed to happen with Super.
Yeah. It's funny because
we're off Mob Psycho again, by the way.
We are. We are off Mob Psycho again. It's funny because it more works that way in Japan, the way that people think it does, where you get a contract for something and you're locked in forever, which is why for some people, for some things, in voice acting specifically, which is why Goku is still an old lady who played him when he was a child.
Some people... And more people now are like, hey, that doesn't sound that great anymore. man, Goku, what was one of these favorite tweets that Kaiser retweeted? Man, Goku sure does sound like a 70-year-old lady with great fashion sense. And I love that tweet. It's like, Goku really sounds like a 70-year-old lady with really good fashion sense.
Oh, God, that's so true.
Because it's more traditional, if anything. It's more traditional, if anything. Because while we may not care for it, Japan loves it.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference, which is why some people really like Sean Schemmel as Goku. Some people really like Ian Corlett. Some people, there's a lot of different dubs, but there's only one Japanese Goku.
Yeah.
And that's a very important, and that's traditional, that she's always played Goku, Gohan, Goten. And Goten, thank you, sorry. Goten. And of course Turles and Bardock and Black Goku.
Oh,
Her God. Black Goku sounds a little bit interesting. It sounds like a creepy mon.
That does actually kind of work for Black Goku more than regular Goku.
It is interesting, and I think what's curious to see. I don't know if is Goku black in Xenoverse 2?
I'm not sure. I haven't played much of Xenoverse 2 yet.
I think I haven't had time.
You're in Xenoverse 2.
I know, I'm in the game and I haven't had time to play it. By the way, I want to say impartially, it's one of the greatest games ever made. You should all play it. I am in no way influenced by the fact that I'm in a PS4 game. I am no way influenced by the fact that that's an extra line on my IMDb.
You have an IMDb. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's made up of bridging. I don't know. But no, I hope there's a Mob Psycho Xenoverse game. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's a good way to bring it back to what we were supposed
Actually, a
to be
Mob
talking
Psycho
about.
fighting game would be really good.
That'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Somebody has, I'm sure somebody at some point has pitched a One Punch Man fighting game. That would be less cool because Saitama would just kill everybody.
It's like whenever you have a DC fighting game and Superman shows up. I mean, like, I guess.
They have to do it like Elizabeth in Persona 4 Arena.
He just kind of floats away. All right, I guess I'm done with this fight.
Have you played P4A?
No, I haven't.
So Elizabeth's whole thing in Persona 4 Arena is she's not trying. Her ultimate attack is she uses 5% of her full power to cast Megiddo-lan.
Jesus.
And when everybody else gets beaten, they get knocked down. When she gets beaten, she just sort of lies down on the ground like, oh, that was interesting.
Good work. I was only using 5% of my power.
Yeah, because Elizabeth is obviously like a god tier character, but they had to have her in the game because she's really popular. So I think they could make Saitama work in a fighting game like that. But Mob Psycho would make a good one because the characters are pretty well balanced.
Hmm?
Yeah.
No, there's a good. Even Mob gets his butt kicked because he doesn't utilize his power properly due to his personality.
He's scared of his power, which is interesting.
That's being done before, but not this well. Mm-hmm. Like there's been, I'm just too. It's been done. I'm too powerful. Like there's characters like that, and we hate them. But when Mob is that way, we like it because it's believable.
Yeah,
because
you can actually relate to him.
Yeah, because it's tied to his adolescent insecurities in a very realistic way.
Exactly.
And that I think is the best message that has come out of this. Is it doesn't matter what you're good at. It doesn't matter how many talents you have. It doesn't matter what silver spoon you were born with in your mouth. Everybody has a hard time as a teenager because being a teenager is really hard.
No, it's true. There's a quote I will always remember that I felt really was brought up pretty heavily in both One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. Everyone you meet is fighting a hidden battle. Mm-hmm. But fighting a private battle within themselves. Like you're fighting a private battle.
Yeah.
You as well. You know, everyone's listening is fighting a private battle, and everyone else you meet is fighting a private battle. Yeah. They're fighting something. They're because we're always trying to push forward.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very human. Actually, Mob Psycho feels really human. Like the actual show feels very.
All of One's writing feels very human. He's good at like finding the human element of fantastical ideas.
I'm really loving Japanese Quentin Tarantino. I really am liking his materials.
Yeah, he did an interesting one-off manga, which is about this this battle girl, basically. Like she's a magical girl, and there's a fan club at her high school who've seen her fight once, and they just follow her around, cheering her on. It's secretly because she has to wipe their memories, which means hitting them in the head with a laser beam that probably actually kills them if she gets discovered. And it's great because her fan club are basically stalkers, but they're
They're endearing stalkers.
They're endearing stalkers. They're Japanese nerds who think they're doing the right thing. And then the main character of the manga is this one normal guy who tries actually talking to her, and that blows up in his face because she has to erase his memory. And then she is like, she just really wants to be famous. That's all she thinks.
Oh. Well, there's people like that though.
There are, and it's great because all of these people are really looking up to her and loving her, and then they get a sense of her personality, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, some people you think are great are assholes. Like they say, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet me. I'm not your hero. Don't meet Jeff. I've met Jeff. It's okay.
I've met Taka. It was an interesting.
We talk
experience.
over each other all the fucking time. We always do. Am I allowed to swear on here?
Yeah.
Too late. I was gonna say it's a little bit late for that. She said no.
It's okay. We got an 18+ rating on iTunes, and
Perfect.
we will never not have that. Because I bring Digibro in. I bring people like Weegee in.
Weegee, you potty mouth.
Fuck.
Hey!
Oh, that's a naughty word.
What can I say? I'm pretty edgy.
Not as edgy as some of the villains in this show, but that
yeah, thankfully.
What I love is that like that edginess is played up as the childishness it is. like Ritsu's whole edgelord arc is basically he's a kid who doesn't know how to deal with shit.
He's just
Right.
got, he's got
He's
an axe to
jealous.
grind. He's jealous. He's jealous and has an inferiority complex.
Yeah. Which is perfectly normal for, kids in that situation.
And
So
the
it's really
person,
believable and good.
Yeah.
and the person he feels inferior to looks up to him. Like, it's the most frustrating situation. I'm like, you're just so much better than me. No, I'm not! I don't have psychic powers! Shut up!
Yeah, I love
but-
the relationship. It's so well done.
Mob is such a good character too. Like all of the characters in this are really good, and one of my favorite emotional moments is when they're stuck in that psychic power dampening room, and Mob's like, "Oh, we're really lucky that Ritsu's here. He's so smart. He'll figure out a way out of here."
Oh, yeah.
And Ritsu really that gets him because he's like, "Oh man, Mob's right. Psychic powers aren't the only thing in the
Yeah.
world."
No, they're not. It's like anything else. It's like just a special ability.
It's like, hey, you're really good at running. I'm really good at lifting things with my mind.
Yeah,
And
so.
that doesn't like
doesn't make me any better than you. It just makes me better at something different.
it's
One of my favorite scenes between them was it was right after Ritsu beat up all the middle school kids in the alley, and then Mob comes along, and then Ritsu's like, "Yeah, I did this, and I hate you," and then Mob's like, "No, you don't. We're best friends. What do you mean?"
What are you talking about? I love you. By the way, I apologize for my brother, and
that was such a good
gets down
scene.
on his knees.
Yeah.
And apologizes to
Yeah.
these people.
Prostrates himself.
And Ritsu was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
and then those like the idiots, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna beat you up," and they don't even realize that this is the guy who they've been scared of and trying to fight the whole
Right,
time.
yeah.
Secretly.
Zero T poison.
Zero T poison.
Shiro.
Sorry, Shiro T poison. It's like the most edgelord name there is.
Yeah.
White
fantastic.
T poison.
White T poison.
Oh god.
What does the T stand for?
I don't know.
The T stands for terror.
I guess so. Yeah.
White terror poison.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because white tea poison. It sounds powerful.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that's like the Japanese really like to combine English and Japanese words. And they're a bunch of punks, so of course they do that. And I love that turning point in a lot of manga where you've got the dramatic irony of watching somebody who is really, really capable of fucking somebody else up, trying to use self-control while that person's being an arrogant dickhead.
Yeah.
And like, A, the satisfaction of seeing them get fucked up, but B, the satisfaction of seeing that character take the high road, and the other person walking away not knowing how close they came to being destroyed.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I like Mob has more of the latter, whereas the former is a lot in One Punch Man. Like the Deep Sea King fight, everything after he punches him in the head, he's like, "You took one of my punches. You're pretty good." It's like, "Yeah, okay. Can we get this over with?"
Bang, gone.
Like punches him so hard he bursts all the clouds in the sky.
He hits him pretty hard. He was pissed. He was ticked.
Yeah,
He's not happy.
like. Yeah, I guess I should address something that people have asked me to bring up, which is that when the Sea King punches One Punch Man, the rain, there's a big bubble of rain that goes away and then comes back over him after a couple seconds.
Yeah.
And then the difference in their power is shown by the fact that Mob punches him so hard that the sun comes out.
Mob punches too?
The Sea King, when he kills the Sea King.
Mob punches the Sea King?
Oh no, spoilers!
Oh, no.
Oh, this can't be posted on our anime now.
You said Mob fights the Sea
Oh,
King.
Mob! Oh god, one fights the Sea King.
Now, I would
One-
love to see Mob
In my
fight the Sea
fanfiction he
King.
does. So.
Yeah, One Punch Man, Saitama. God,
Saitama punches the Sea King.
See, I mix up character names all the time. It's something that whenever I could talk about two series and try to compare them, I did it in my ReZero
I
video.
cannot believe that Yusuke Urameshi fought the Sea King. That's crazy.
That would be a good fight. Oh god.
I feel like we've all fought the Sea King if you think about it, guys.
Yeah. I'm Mob. I'm Mob. That's from
We are all Muscle Rider.
yeah.
I am Mob Psycho
but that's
100.
that's a line from Spartacus, right? I'm Mob.
No, I am Spartacus.
Damn it! I mixed them up again.
You got it wrong there.
But yeah,
Why wasn't Spartacus in Drifters?
that would have been good.
That would have been great.
But they needed room for that World War II kamikaze pilot.
Oh, I love him! What the hell are you doing, flying a dragon, you idiot? It's like a great piece of dialogue. I'm like, that's your takeaway? Why are you flying a dragon, you idiot? Like, what? Dragons are real? That's weird.
Why are you doing that, dumbass?
I love Drifters.
Drifters will be a good episode of the Weebcast when we get to it.
Absolutely. We'll definitely go into that.
But we keep pulling away from Mob Psycho.
Should we start talking about our weeks? Or should we round off Mob Psycho?
We should round off Mob Psycho a little bit, because there is some stuff that we haven't addressed yet. In terms of... We touched on the animation a little bit, but I think it really needs to be emphasized just how great that animation
so good.
is.
I love it.
How artistically the different styles are used.
Mm-hmm.
When a ghost is kind of emerging. Again, stop motion oil painting.
Yeah.
It's like, that looks so weird. It looks cool. It adds an air. It adds a feeling of otherworldliness because it doesn't match in with the animation of the regular world.
Right.
And then actually, and in that way, it does that. When they have an extreme moment where, like, with crazy animation needs to happen, they use they use like a charcoal drawing on white paper, and then they slowly erase it, and it looks super cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of mixed media, and the way that they did it was just so good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think that the charcoal drawing is actually also the oil paint thing.
No,
Is it? I didn't know that.
I guess, and they merged them. Maybe they merged them a little bit. My sister said it looked like a charcoal drawing based on what she was seeing.
I think they had one artist who was doing all of that. Mio,
Really?
let me. Oh God, I have.
We're whipping out phones. We're whipping out phones.
I have her name written down in my Mob Psycho script, so I'm just gonna or pop that open. But yeah, Mio Sato.
Okay.
She's a recent animation graduate, and she's like the only person in all of Japan who works in that animated oil paint style.
Only person.
Only, like, one of the only people. It's super rare. It's more. You see that style a lot in National Film Board Canada.
Oh no, you see that you see that
videos.
stuff. Not in anime all the time.
But
it's stuff people don't watch.
But she worked with sand a little bit, apparently, which might Hirano. Why am I saying Hirano? Sato, Mio Sato,
who has done? Forgive me, I'm ignorant.
Mio Sato is the person who did all of the oil paint.
Oh, okay. Thank
she
you,
did, but she also I think used some stop motion sand animation for some of the bits, which might be what your sister is thinking is charcoal.
That's
or
where
chalk.
that's where the guy, I think the bully kid, the kid that they're trying to kick out of school.
Yeah.
That one story is like, nah, and then it slowly gets erased off the page.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love when that happens.
Yeah.
That also happens in the second episode when they fight that one creepy guy, the ghost that likes the way girls smell.
Oh,
he was great.
That was actually from a chapter after the end of the Claw arc of the manga. They brought that back in, like it was an omake chapter, and they folded it into the main story. They did a lot of good stuff with how they structured this season in order to make it work better as a TV show.
Yeah.
Because having read the manga past the end, they continue that trend of one story bleeding into another in a very natural way, to the point where saying definitively this arc begins here and ends here is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about how the show is structured is that, or how the manga is structured, is it starts as like a gag manga almost,
yeah,
and then evolves into what it is. And in this, it starts as a shonen, like it has to have more of those shonen aspects front loaded,
yeah,
and then evolve in the way that it's evolving, because they need people to be hooked from the beginning so that it can work. And it's a very well adapted series. I talked about this in my adaptations video, but they made a lot of very smart changes from the source material to make it work better.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything about the show works really well, though. Like, from an animation perspective, even when they're not blending styles, when they're just working with the their version of one's art style, that adapts really well into smooth, somewhat off-model, but still very visually consistent animation.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
The character models are very simple, and the action scenes can be more dynamic because they can move more smoothly, and they don't really have to worry so much about, is this 100% on model all the time? Because, I mean, you look at one's original art, and it's literally childish.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, I would say that this is also probably my favorite show of the year so far.
I would say so too, definitely.
It's my second favorite show.
Because you like Drifters a lot.
Yeah, Drifters really feeds into what I love about anime, about a concept. It's also, admittedly, I wrote up a story about 4 years ago for an original spin-off series, and it was so similar to Drifters. It offends me how much better Drifters is. Mine was actually, it was like an open world, like all the gods use the world as a game. And they use this neutral world, and all these different higher powered beings choose a person from a planet to be their character, like a video game. And as they fight other people, they get experience and then get upgraded. But they're all from time removed again. And my main characters was a main character guy you've never heard of before, a guy who was half motorcycle, half man, Amelia Earhart, and Spartacus.
That's pretty good. Spartacus, I think, would be good in Drifters, but yeah, I can see why you'd be so attached to it based on having that similar concept.
It's fun to imagine a place time removed, but Kota Hirano just has style to him that I love, and that's why it's my one. But Mob Psycho is easily a very close second.
Yeah.
If not, I'd say they're both my favorite choice. But
I'm becoming increasingly convinced that one, in terms of pure writing, is maybe the best writer working in manga right now. I mean, he's got stiff competition for sure.
I'd say he's pretty good. He's one of the freshest.
Yeah,
he's one of the freshest writers. I could see him doing a third show, and people going like, "Well, I don't know, it's not as good as Mob Psycho." Or one, you can see people starting to get like, "Well, I don't know about this one."
Yeah.
I mean that's actually one of the main things that I was concerned about before Mob Psycho 100 came out, because I didn't know like anything about it before the show actually released. So I was kind of scared that it was going to be like, oh, it's just more One Punch Man but with a psychic little boy instead. But it wasn't that at all. It was its own thing. It was very established, and he did a very good job of differentiating the two series.
Some people have made the complaint that he always writes the same character, and I don't think that Mob and Saitama are similar at all.
Yeah, I would disagree very strongly with that.
They're similar because they're both powerful characters.
Yeah, and a lot of people can't see past aesthetics to the actual meat of who a character is.
Exactly.
But like, Mob is somebody who was born with a talent that doesn't make his life better in any way and is trying to be a better person, whereas Saitama is somebody who tried his hardest to better himself and then realized it didn't make him happy.
Yeah.
And that's like two very human character arcs to go through,
but different.
And what's interesting, something thematically interesting about the manga, and I'm sure this is just a coincidence, but One Punch Man, that thing about reaching your peak and being at your best, is drawn by like the best manga artist in the world now. Whereas Mob, one still draws it himself. Yeah. And any improvements to the art in Mob Psycho, which there have been a lot of improvements to the art of that manga over time, are on him and the team that he's working with.
Oh,
yeah.
And that's really cool to see that thematically reflected. As Mob becomes a better person, the artwork in the show, in the manga, becomes tangibly better.
Which, what is interesting is I don't know who the animation director is of Mob Psycho. But boy, do they get props for what they managed to pull off. It's just fantastic, because it's adapting.
Yeah.
One's not sitting there going, that's not well animated enough. Well, animate it better.
You know, interestingly, they got one to do keyframe animation on the very last scene of the show. You know how the art style changes in that last shot of the show?
Kinda, yeah.
When he goes on that adventure with Reagan to find that weird thing off in the woods?
Jesus.
Right after the end of the...
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, sorry. Forget.
Was it?
Did
I
I
didn't
watch
notice
that? Was that after the credits?
Yeah, it was after
Yeah,
the
that
credits.
was
Oh, I
after
didn't
the
watch it.
credits.
I didn't watch it.
You haven't seen that? Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting anime keeps throwing stuff after the credits now.
Yeah. It's
We
becoming
Marvel
Marvel
now.
movies.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I hate... stop doing that.
I don't like it. I really don't like it. But...
No, because I found out I was skipping Drifter scenes when I got to the intro. I'm like, all right, next episode. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a bit of a pain in the butt, especially on Crunchyroll, because the one thing I will say about Crunchyroll's player on PS4 is that sometimes it just straight misses
It's done.
30 seconds of
Yeah.
footage.
One
But
Punch Man did that too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
like really important scenes at the end that would like come into play in a huge way in the next episode that you could just like completely skip over and not see.
yeah,
Which
but
I don't like it. It's dumb.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either. But like I said, one did actually get credit as the key animator on that last thing, and that was done entirely in his style. And it's interesting to see one's exact art style brought to life with
I didn't
no
notice
bones
that. I'll have to go
adaptation
back
at
and
all.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that because that sounds really cool. I want to look out for that.
Yeah, it was. I'm just trying to find the.
He's sending dick pics actually right now.
Yeah, the animation director, the director of story and animation, I believe, is Yuzuru Tachikawa, who also did. Oh God, what's the name of it? Death Parade. He also did Death Parade.
I'm not too familiar with that. I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Very interesting show. Very different and had a very clean art style.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see him jump from that to this.
Kind of like the guy who made the Exorcism of Emily Rose to making Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting jump of quality. The guy who made the Day the Earth Stood Still reboot made Doctor Strange. It's a bit odd. Couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm. I think that is a pretty good branching off point to go into our week. So does anybody have anything else to say about Mob Psycho?
All I can say is watch it on Crunchyroll and give the dub a chance when it comes out because it's pretty fantastic and it is worth every second of you watching.
I would agree.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. If you have seen it, I don't think there's a legal way to read the manga right now, so I will not say seek out the manga. But if you hypothetically wanted to seek out the manga, despite the art style being very rough, which is, I think, a stumbling block for a lot of people getting into the web version of One Punch Man and also into Mob Psycho as a manga.
People started reading the One Punch Man manga and they were like, "Wait, what? This is what it looks like?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, the web manga compared to the new manga is so...
It's so odd for me because you gotta remember, like, I really loved I Shield 21 as a manga. Then I watched the anime a bit and went, "Oh my god, no! It's so bad as an anime." And then you see that guy go on to, "Hey, I'll just fix One Punch Man and make it better." And then they finally have it animated properly. I'm like, "Can we go back and redo that for I Shield 21 and actually animate it?"
And it gives one a chance to rewrite some of the story beats too, which is really good.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I mean, One Punch Man was his first thing, and he wants to make that better with the revisions. But what I would say is that definitely it is worth your time to read through the Mob Psycho 100 manga. It goes in very interesting directions. And I'm not sure if it'll get a full second season at this point or keep going past that. And the way that the story goes, some of the emotional arcs that characters go through is very strong. Dimple is doing some stuff in the manga right now that is so good.
They're keeping Dimple's rocking it.
Dimple is going through a character arc.
What? Okay, Dimple was great in the end of the season 1 arc.
Mm-hmm.
He was so
he was
so
really good.
when he was bullshitting the guards, I was laughing my ass off.
And that's the start of him becoming a better person and actively trying to resist becoming a better person. And it's so good.
That's good.
That sounds really good,
I can't wait for that. That'll be. I'm gonna have to after I'm done the Drifters manga. I'll have to switch over to Mob Psycho.
How much more of the manga is there after the first season?
There's about, I would say there's 2 or 3 seasons worth of stuff left.
Ooh.
Because it's been around for a while, right? And because of the art style, they can crank it out really fast.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So, the story
Which is perfect. Which is
Yeah,
really,
I mean, I'll
it's
take
like
it,
reverse.
sure.
It's like reverse DBZ problems.
Yeah. It has advanced at a really good pace, and it's so good. But even at the end of season 1, Mob has had such a strong character arc already and grown so much, and the longer the show goes on, the stronger he becomes emotionally and mentally. And his relationships with the people around him start to change in ways that are a little scary for them, but also for the better ultimately. And it's so human. It's the most human manga that I have read in a very long time.
Yeah.
It's the most human anime that I have seen in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check it out, folks.
Definitely
It's
check
very
out
good, yeah.
Mob Psycho 100 and read the manga if you have a chance.
And no, I will not make an abridged series of it. Stop it. End of conversation. I'm gonna snipe those YouTube comments right now.
You're gonna have to say that on every single Weebcast from now on.
Oh, I'm gonna have to say that about Drifters every single day for the rest of my life. So when you make a Drifters abridged, I'm like, I get that Kota Hirano made it, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna make it. Like, I want to, but I'm not gonna do it.
You've got too many abridging obligations already.
I do, and I also want to make original content.
Nobody wants that from you. Get back
come
to
on,
the
man.
abridging
I'm working
minds.
on a manga myself. I'm working on a comic myself, and I'm not gonna say too much about it.
Get back to the abridging minds.
Jeepers.
But yeah,
Should we talk about our weeks?
we should talk about our weeks, I think. Taka, do you want to go first?
Well, week, kind of just being, saw Doctor Strange this week with Jeff and the lovely gentleman from Something Witty Entertainment who makes Sword Art Online abridged.
This is the second time we've plugged that show in as many weeks.
Yes, absolutely. It's a fantastic show. And I'm in it. I'm not biased.
He's Kayaba Akihiko.
Yeah. Akihiko Kiyaba. Jibagri.
Apologies for the rustling in the background, by the way. Taka is sitting on my beanbag chair.
I am sitting on your beanbag chair, and I should have said yes, you're a proper chair, but that's been squeaking too. And I want to apologize for Jeff squeaking in his chair, because it's just as bad as me shuffling.
Yeah, it is. We're the worst.
We are. Aside from that, I just
What'd you think of Doctor Strange?
good. It was good. It was surprising from that director how good it was. It was solid. One thing I'll say about it, without any spoilers, is there's this point in most action movies where in the connection from the second to third arcs in a story, there's this dead space, and it was very, very unnoticeable in the actual Doctor Strange movie. Like, the action... You know that part where you think it should die down? It doesn't. It keeps going.
And it escalates.
It has a short chatting scene, and then it escalates again.
And it escalates during dialogue.
And it's really... The way it worked is they leaned hard on what it was, and for that reason, they were able to construct a very, very tightly paced story that I liked. Were there plot holes? Of course there were. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was better than it had any right to be. Here's the thing. I actually brag about this. I didn't see any of the trailers for Doctor Strange going into this. Mm-hmm. I'm avoiding all Marvel trailers because I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, everybody's gonna watch the
at this point,
point.
they're way too consistent for me not to. I didn't watch anything. I went in going, I don't give a shit about Doctor Strange. Make me care about Doctor Strange. And walking out, I care about Doctor Strange.
You want to go read the comics right now, right?
No, I don't actually.
No?
Probably because I won't like them.
So you don't care that much.
Probably.
I probably won't like them. The thing is, I give a shit now. Now I'm like, if there's another, I'll buy the movie. I care about Doctor Strange enough to care about him showing up in other movies.
I am more likely to enjoy Thor Ragnarok because Doctor Strange is in it.
He's gonna spoilers.
Whoops! Man. I spoiled the end credits scene.
Doctor Strange. Man. What do you mean Doctor Strange wins? How dare you spoil that movie to everybody? Watch that. I got some. I'm getting production done on the next Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. Recording some new Let's Plays over on TFS Gaming on the gaming channel. I'm playing.
What are you Let's Playing?
Persona 4.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah, while playing it with Christopher Zito, who is a good friend of mine.
Fantastic, man.
He's a very talented individual, very talented artist, and we're Let's Playing Persona 4, which is the ultimate anime game. Aside from that, been watching Star Trek Voyager. Yeah, I know, right? This is where Pat would go, boy,
Jeez.
oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm
The double Zeta.
the doubles
Star Trek.
The double Zeta of Star Trek. You know what the worst thing is? When it's a good episode of Star Trek Voyager, it's a really good episode of Star Trek. When it's a bad episode of Star Trek Voyager, it's the worst Star Trek show ever made. Mm-hmm. Like it's such a sharp quality dip in that show. There'll be an episode where this is great, this is awful. This is great, this is awful. Whereas in Next Generation, this is good, this is great, this is okay, this is great, this is good, this is great.
Although the first season of TNG.
The first season of TNG is the worst season of any Star Trek show. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's so much. I would rather watch all of Star Trek Voyager than the first season of Star Trek TNG.
Would you rather watch only Chakotay episodes of Star Trek Voyager?
Yes, I would. This is how I would want. This is how I want my day to start. You see, in my culture, we have a thing we believe. Fuck
off, Chakotay.
You must give yourself a spirit bundle. I don't fucking conscience.
Chakotay, the diversity hire of Star Trek Voyager.
No, Tuvok, the Black Vulcan.
Oh yeah, that's also.
You can't forget Neelix, the clown. I don't know, whatever he was. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, and this is important to know: the cast of Star Trek Voyager actually blended really well with each other, except for Harry Kim. Harry Kim felt like this weird guy who was just like, "Hi guys, I'm Harry Kim." Even Tom Paris really meshed well with everybody else. Harry Kim felt like this odd, like, he didn't fit with everybody else. Even Chakotay fitted with everybody else, but Harry Kim was this awkward penguin in everything he was in. But I got through the first 3 seasons, and I got to 7 of 9. And the show got better.
More like 10 out of 10, am I right?
Here's the thing. Let me be real clear here. There are like general episodes of Star Trek, and those are usually pretty good. When they're ensemble cast episodes, those are usually great no matter what show it is.
Yeah.
But when there's character focused episodes, they can be really hit or miss. Even I don't count the original series, because I really haven't seen a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But I start with TNG. Picard episodes are usually great.
Yeah.
Riker episodes are usually great. Data episodes are usually great. Worf episodes are usually great. Now that's kind of where it stops. Because Geordi episodes aren't that great. Deanna Troi episodes aren't really that great. And the Doctor episodes really aren't that great. And Wesley Crusher episodes aren't that great. But like in Voyager, 7 and 9 and Doctor episodes are so good. Mm. They are so good. They're better than most episodes. I'm talking about Star Trek a lot here, but I grew up with it.
I think that Voyager probably has the best Borg episodes.
Oh no, yeah. Absolutely. They actually really play with the mentality of the Borg because of Seven's character. Mm-hmm. They play with like her separation episode was really it was good performance. She was like, "Take me back," like because like she's being separated. Mm-hmm. She's like feels alone for the first time in her entire life, and she's got terrible anxiety and from it.
Yeah.
Like, it was quite believable. Sorry, I'm shifting in this beanbag chair.
Yeah.
You just see Jeff's face of like, oh, I'm never bringing you back.
No, I'm going to nail you to the floor next time.
No, we should all get chairs.
So, Weegee, what was your week like?
Not much, honestly. I've been working a lot on Weegee Talks Boku no Pico, which is my next video, which I hope to have out by tomorrow. Which will be...
the sequel to Boku no Eruption.
The sequel to Boku no Hero Academia, actually.
Yeah, which it goes in a very interesting direction, which...
All Might and Deku's relationship
it gets a lot closer.
Dramatically.
It gets a lot more intimate, to say the least. But, yeah, I've been working on that a lot, which... It's about 15 minutes long, and I'm really, really scared that it's going to get taken off of YouTube or be age restricted. So I'm probably gonna take great care to try and like censor everything that I can. But at the same time, I'm still very scared that it's going to get taken down.
From what I know about Boku no Pico,
have you seen it?
You know what? I feel like I don't need to. I feel like
you don't. You're not missing much.
Maybe.
Some would argue I am.
What do you guys think about coming back next week for Weebcast Boku no Pico?
I'm not
Hell
abridging
yeah,
Boku no
dude.
Pico. I'm not abridging insert anime here. Stop it.
When are you gonna do Digimon?
I want to do a Brigimon Tamers.
I would actually.
Well, Brigimons are meta show, right? Mm-hmm. How would you meta out Tamers? I'm like, oh, even easier. We would all be people complaining about abridging. I mean, Digimon being in Digidestin, they would all like, it's over, guys. You know, I feel like it's over.
Yeah. The house, like, they just talk about how much better it was in the old days.
No, it's just a Tiba analogy, and all the Tamers are just saying how much better they are than the actual people trying to be Digidestined, because they're just naturally better. It's just complete egotists.
Oh god, and yeah, they bring in like a worldwide crew of Digidestined toward the end of that series, so that can.
No, that's part 2, not part 3. Part 3 is Tamers, and that's where like Leomon dies and eats.
No, part 3 also has like a big crowd of Tamers that come in toward the end.
Do they?
I mean,
no. You're thinking 2. You're thinking 2. Yeah, you're thinking. Yes, that's with Davis.
Oh yeah, Davis, right? No.
Can never forget Davis.
But 3 has that shot in the OP of like all of the Tamers going back through.
Well, there's only a few of them though. There's not tons of Tamers in 3. Not to my knowledge. Not from my knowledge. It's just a stylistic choice. 2 has all the Digidestined everywhere.
Yeah,
you're getting Tamers and Digidestins confused.
That's true. And 2 has like the worldwide Digidestined thing and Malomyotismon, which is so good.
You don't,
no.
Man was season 1 great, and Man was season 2 bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Davis.
But yeah, Boku no Pico though.
Yeah. Not that good. Can't really say that I recommend it that highly. I have my Patreon, my top Patreon reward, which is only $50, and after this, I'm really considering bumping it up a bit. I'll do a video on whatever topic you want. So, the guy, he said do Boku no Pico, and now I'm kind of forced to do Boku no Pico, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I actually think the video turned out pretty well, but again, YouTube might not be super happy with me.
I had that tier at $150 on my Patreon.
Yeah, I feel like I need to up it to around there, honestly.
And I don't know. For me, producing stuff at that level, like producing my regular content to a degree that I'm happy with on an idea that somebody else has asked me to do, is very difficult and takes a lot of time. So I
would agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, your guy's style plays into that, whereas in what I do on YouTube does not.
Yeah.
Thank God.
What I do, it is well structured for that kind of format. You know, I do a lot of the how to Smash character or how to Overwatch characters or stuff like that, which are just like satirical how to play this character videos, which it works well for that. Like some guy said, do how to Meta Knight, and then it was just a standard how to video that I would have done for like any other occasion, but I just happened to do that character specifically because one of my patrons wanted it. So
yeah,
it works well in that respect. Yeah, definitely.
We have to like really care about what you're working on though, which is
that too.
Where
Absolutely.
that lies in the challenge. Whereas in like I'm very happy with what we do because I care about my projects I work on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to fake it. I don't have to fake enthusiasm for a project when I'm writing for it. Because if I have to fake enthusiasm for a project I'm writing for, you can tell. And you can tell when someone actually doesn't care about a project they're writing for. It comes across stilted and unmemorable.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess the fact that you do like comedic hot takes for a lot of your videos does make it a little bit easier to translate that to people doing requests. But for me, because I have to analyze stuff, and half the process of analyzing stuff is finding things that are worth analyzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's totally true.
I had to pivot that to now once a month, somebody gets to request one of the shows we do on the Weebcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You said Boku no Pico a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Time to analyze the intro of Boku no
Pico.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
sorry.
I'm glad I pivoted that $150 tier thing away because people.
You mean the $800 tier? Winky face.
Oh, that's a good point. The $800 tier. You
have
hear
an
that,
$800 tier?
Yeah. No,
That's
Jeff
will fly to your
absolutely.
house and suck your dick.
Oh, really?
I would.
Hang on, let me get out my wallet really fast. Head on over to Patreon.
Oh, yeah. That's Patreon prostitution.
So, thank you so much for having me on my last appearance here on the Weebcast, everybody. Jeff's so dumb. Jeff just has this look of, I can't believe I'm probably going to have you on again.
I mean, yeah, I
love
live
that
in
you
the
live
same
local.
city.
I wish there were other people who lived locally that I liked.
That I could bring on this podcast. Gotta move my girlfriend up here faster.
Jeff, we all want you to know. We know you have a girlfriend. Okay, we all want to tell you that we know.
She's so smart and funny, you guys.
Wow, that's so brilliant. She's also funny. we know, Jeff. We know.
Kyle, that's offensive. You forgot to say she's hilarious.
I love that. I love where it just says, "Oh, that's genius." She's also smart, Kyle.
She's also smart.
That's
She's
such
also
a
funny.
good.
Yeah.
That's such a good joke. That's such a good joke.
Yeah, because that's how Eric would have a girlfriend.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
would. He would just be. He would be cringy about it and be all in your face.
And oh god,
Shout out to season 20 of South Park, by the way.
Yeah,
That
no,
shit's
absolutely.
Super good. I love it.
they finally hit their stride, season 20.
Yeah.
Well, season 18, you could tell they were like, all right, they're pivoting a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 19, you could really feel the pivot, but season 20 is like, oh, they hit it.
Yeah.
They hit that. They're doing the trolling story is great. Cartman having
Yeah,
a
it's
girlfriend
fantastic.
is great, and the gender war is fucking
Oh, it's
priceless.
so good. Oh,
And
my
the
God.
member berries are better than they
it's
have.
all, everything from season 20 is so good. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I've actually been rewatching a lot of South Park recently. Like, I've just been
Yeah.
going through on Hulu and just watching them, and I really remembered them a lot stronger, but now that I come back and rewatch them, I just don't really think that it's all that great, to be completely honest.
The reverse for me, actually. I've been rewatching because I bought all the seasons I could on Blu-ray because they were like $11 a season on Blu-ray
I should pick
off
those
Amazon.
up.
Oh, it was Garbo cheap. I bought like
That's a
9
good
seasons
deal.
for like it's a good deal. And some of the episodes have aged so well. One
That
of
is
my
true. That is absolutely true.
And now that I look back at watching, I went back and rewatched them after I've written my own show,
Yeah.
a parody show for like a good 7-8 years now. I have this newfound respect for some of the episodes. Like one of my favorite episodes is the old timey town episode where they go to the old fashioned western town.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
and they refuse to break character even when they have guns put to their heads in a hostage situation. They refuse because I see how it was writing. You remember how we used to go to those cringy old west towns where they would never break character?
Yeah.
Imagine if there was a hostage situation and they still and that was the whole episode, and it wasn't like taking an aggressive angle on anything or like being pop culture. It was just something hilarious from their childhood, and it was so funny. And I also loved where they made fun of their own concept with the pan flute episode, with the Peruvian pan flute band episode.
Mm-hmm. The trilogy.
The trilogy. Oh my god! It's just a terribly CG. It's just a terribly photoshopped tin hamster running around.
Yeah. Oh god.
I gotta say though, when I say that I don't
Get it
remember
in,
them as strongly, I still love it. It's all still super super good, but I don't know. I mean, these came out in like 2008. I've been watching from like season 10 upwards, so I was a lot younger when a lot of these things came out. Like I'm only 18 right now, so back in like 2008, I was like a lot younger and more impressionable, I guess. So
I would say go back further and watch earlier seasons because there's a lot of. I think that the difference between watching South Park in the current seasons and watching the old stuff, is that. The old stuff was written for the old style of television, which was episodic.
Yeah.
And the new seasons are written towards continuity.
Yeah.
Which is where television
which
has
I
gone.
prefer.
And
a lot.
Which is where television has kind of gone. But the thing is, who would have guessed that their writing style would have been better for a continuity-based writing?
Yeah,
I think
right?
you could tell from two particular episodes, the 200 and 201st episode.
Yes.
And that was the one where they had that massive crossover of all their stories, where Tom Cruise wants Mohammed's power of not being made fun of, which was so funny.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Which ends with the second iteration of my favorite gag in the history of South Park.
Which is
so Free Will ZX is one of my favorite episodes ever. Because like they go on this big quest to save this whale because some guy trolled them at SeaWorld and was like, I'm actually an alien. All orcas are aliens and we live on the moon. So, and the kids earnestly buy into it and they take this whale in a truck down to Mexico to put him on a spaceship to send him to the moon for like 200 pesos or something like that. And the last scene of that for the entire end credits is a still shot of Will ZX lying dead on the moon.
Just he's dead.
And then at the end of the celebrities episode, it's like, Mr. Cruz, we know a place where you can go where no one will judge you, where you can just be yourself and be happy. That sounds really nice. Cut to end credits. Tom Cruise lying dead next to an orca on the moon.
It's one of my favorite Rick jokes. Like as someone who's like, because like with DBZA, like we write long form jokes where we have a big payoff. That was one of the best payoffs to a joke ever because I didn't see it coming, and when it happened, it punched you in the face with how funny it was. Mm-hmm. It was just remember that. I bet you didn't think we were going to bring that. We know where you can go. Where are you going to go? And it caught, and I burst out laughing.
I have never laughed harder at anything in my
I forgot about that. Jesus Christ!
It was a minute and a half of solid laughter from me.
Oh,
I couldn't breathe.
Rick jokes are great like that, though. That's long form storytelling. Like you can tell it. You can set up. You can do a setup and then a punchline later on. Like 8-Bit Theater, a classic webcomic, did like a 10-year punchline.
Which one was that?
I don't remember what it was, but they did it in a 10-year punchline. But yeah, no, like sometimes like the long form punchline is like it encapsulates perfectly and it caps it off. Because you know what, they'll probably send someone else to the moon eventually.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be it's gonna be the orca, Tom Cruise, and something else, and it's just gonna be this pile of bodies on the moon eventually.
Well, because rule of thirds is important.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Rule of
rule of threes. Rule of thirds is photography.
Build up, closer.
Yeah. So they but it has to be at a moment where we don't expect it. And the last 3 seasons of South Park, the way that they've integrated continuity more and more, like toward the end of season 18, with the
Come in, bruh. That's 18.
Is that 18?
Yeah,
that's
19 is the ad one.
I'm talking about, I guess, season
19 is PC Principle.
Season 17, then, the Game of Thrones arc.
Right, the Game of Thrones that bleeds into the Stick of
That
Truth.
bleeds into the It's like, fuck video games. Fuck video games. South Park, Stick of Truth, coming to Xbox 360 and PS3 in Christmas 2013.
Coming this season.
That reminds me of one of my other favorite South Park episodes, the musical one where
when
what you wanna do.
When Spider-Man destroys musicals.
Are you talking about the High School musical, or are you talking about the actual musical?
No,
musical?
the actual
subtext.
musical one where Randy writes the woman in white and
blowjobs.
Blowjobs.
Lots of blowjobs.
And just at the very, very end, it's like, Book of Mormon, it'll get you a blowjob. Oh my god, it's so good.
We saw Book of Mormon together.
I took Jeff on a date.
I'm gonna go see that this December, actually. I'm super excited for it.
I got a spare ticket for Book of Mormon, and I called up Jeff. Hey, Jeff, you want to see the Book of Mormon? Yes!
I'm super excited to see it.
I was his third choice to go on that date.
Yes, it was. Yes, you were.
Wow.
Yes, you were.
But it's okay. It was still magical.
It was. It's fine.
I'm happy to be your sloppy thirds. It's fine.
It's fine. Dude, I'd be your third choice too. When your girl gets up here, I'll be your third choice. I've accepted that.
Yeah.
I've moved on. To be your girlfriend and then your mother.
Probably not. Book of Mormon is one of the best stage shows that I've ever seen in my life.
It starts. I'll tell you this right now, Weegee. It starts with Trey Parker voiceover.
Oh god, good.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the biggest crimes. We don't have Trey Parker in other shows.
That's
And
true.
that actually,
Yeah.
he only voices in his.
What else has he been in? even.
Just his
All his
productions.
projects and nothing else.
Yep.
I didn't know. I
pretty
thought
much.
he'd been at least something
Nope.
else.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't even been on South Park or any other animated show.
Huh.
You mean Simpsons?
He's Simpsons.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on any. Sorry. He hasn't been on any other animated show, and I that might be just because he doesn't see himself as an actor.
Yeah.
He sees himself more as a
guess so.
storyteller, and I really respect that. But I would love him to be on one of those other shows, just because I want to hear Trey Parker and Matt Stone act up against some other animation greats.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, they're fit.
That'd be
really
good.
good.
That would be like it'd be weird to say, but I'd like Trey Parker to play a character in a Simpsons episode. That would be weird as. Hello there. He just comes to the
That'd
door.
be
Knocks.
such a trip.
Why?
Oh my god.
Who are you? Can I help you somehow? He does that standard human voice that he does. I'd be like, oh fuck, this is weird. It's because even it was kind of weird when Seth MacFarlane was in the Simpsons episode when they did that crossover one.
Oh yeah.
And it was whatever.
It had some good jokes in it, but it had some
Had
bad
a couple
jokes in
good jokes. It had a lot of bad jokes. That's Family Guy, because Family Guy is the master at awful storytelling and good one-off bits.
it. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, the funniest part of that episode is how the inciting incident where Peter pisses off Tumblr and then has to run away from Quahog for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Duff beer Partucket Pete comparison.
Yeah.
Which, ham-fisted as it is still good.
I mean, the other best gag in that is, you know why we're sitting together, right? Because we're the coolest guys in our respective towns.
Damn right.
High five!
High five.
I actually think that special was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Family Guy, but I thought it was alright.
I've become a bigger fan of Family Guy over time, which is
Really?
Again, I'm losing.
Here's the thing. There are some good jokes sometimes. One of my favorite One of my favorite Family Guy jokes is when they're running the cookie shop and that one lady comes in. Ooh, I'd like a sample. I'm so bad. Are you gonna actually buy a cookie this time? Oh no, just the sample today. I'm so bad.
I like
Smacks her in the face with the pan. Just an awkward silence. Lois, that was the right thing to do, Peter. And I'm like, it's one of my favorite jokes because it's just that. The silence was perfect. That was the right thing to do.
I mean, they definitely they managed to get some laughs, but I mean, as a whole, I would say the show is not that good, really. But
I would agree.
It's like popcorn. I would say it's like a popcorn show. You watch it and you're like, okay, that was fine.
I think it
Let's move on to
depends on
something with more substance.
Yeah, I think it depends on if they build the episode around the right individual gag, because it like varies strongly between like have they done this well or have they done this poorly.
Yeah.
And the right individual gag is like oh god, I'm like the episode that's all about how Peter keeps saying that he can beat up Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And then Liam Neeson just makes him into his bitch.
Only because Seth MacFarlane and Liam Neeson are actually good friends, apparently.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
I didn't know that.
well, that's why he's in A Million Ways to Die in the West. It also has that one of the funniest cameos in
Ted 2,
which is weird.
I've still not seen Ted or Ted.
I've come to buy this cereal. It says it is only for children, but I am not a child. Can I buy it? He's trying to buy tricks.
Oh.
Yes, you can. So if I leave this establishment, I will not be pursued for purchasing this cereal. No, you won't. I will be purchasing this cereal.
that was a good gag. My favorite, the reason that I can sort of respect Family Guy is because they make jokes like my favorite joke from them, which is Peter comes home blackout drunk, slams down on the bed, and as he's passing out, he says to Lois, "We act like we didn't steal anything from The Simpsons, but we stole a lot from The Simpsons."
It's funny when they get meta like that, yeah.
Well, when they get meta, it's actually decently funny. Like like the end of the Star Wars specials were pretty funny, where it was like Robot Chicken versus Family Guy between the two Seths, and there are bits that are good. I'm gonna ruin something for you though. They never move when they talk.
Yeah.
No,
And once you realize that, you're like, there is no animation in this show, and they have like standard like 5 positions because it's made on a shoestring budget.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, GoAnimate.com is based entirely on the Family Guy style for that reason.
It is. It's an animated show with quotations because there's like next to no animation except when there's a fight scene.
which is funny.
Or the acid trip episoes. Or
Yeah.
the one where
Oh,
Brian does shrooms for
That was a good episode.
Yeah, that was really good.
But like compare that to The Simpsons. Like, I mean, South Park is also not very animated, but intentionally so. But The Simpsons is actually very animated.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially in early seasons, they have some really amazing individual takes of animation.
And even the more recent stuff, it kind of reminds me of like the older stuff because like the animation is becoming more animated and lively like it used to be.
Yeah, they went through a dip when they changed to digital, I think would be the big
definitely.
turning point. And then around the time that they made the Simpsons movie, they had the budget to upgrade all of their technology for the show moving forward, and that made the show better.
One of the best intros to The Simpsons, the one where they go to China and they show the Chinese animation production company, and Homer's there. Ah! He throws himself out of the actual. He throws himself out of the window and he bounces off the suicide prevention net. I'm just like, that's a bit meta, guys. It's a bit meta.
Oh, God.
And they're using like a dying unicorn to smack the holes in the Blu-ray sets they're selling.
Oh, God. The Simpsons can be hit or miss, but when The Simpsons is great, The Simpsons is so great.
No, I mean, it's unfortunate that it's... I think the biggest holdup with The Simpsons right now is the writing team. They're not. No offense, it's not really good. They're not good at writing memorable.
Yeah,
they're not taking chances.
They're not.
The writing's not good. The writing hasn't been that great. And I'll say this since Conan O'Brien left.
Yeah.
Because the Conan O'Brien seasons are the best seasons of the show.
Hands down.
I think I read somewhere that one of the episodes that's entirely Conan O'Brien is the monorail episode.
Yeah, he wrote that.
That was his baby. That was his baby. Like it's a room full of writers, but that was his baby.
Oh, that's so good though.
It was one of the best episodes, and I believe the second sideshow, the third sideshow Bob special,
Cape Fear.
Cape Fear was also his too.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Which is one of the best episodes.
We watched Cape Fear the last time.
Yeah,
we
went to my place. I have all those I'll have all the Conan O'Brien seasons, and we watched a bunch of really good episodes.
And oh God, yeah.
Take 'em away, toys. Bake 'em away, toys. What was that, Chief? Do what the kids said.
Oh God, yeah. The Simpsons.
That was my arm.
Oh. But The Simpsons, I think the other problem with it, which is something that's been said online by other people before, is that, like, South Park makes fun of society as it grows, and it also makes fun of a very fundamental concept, which is kids, right? Like, kids think swearing is funny. Kids, like it's a kid's view, or a man-child like Randy's view on the world.
They admit they have less in common now with the kids and more in common with Randy. That's why Randy's so much more pronounced of a character.
Yeah. And now Gerald is
Gerald.
Oh yeah.
In the new
Where
in the
were
new
you when
season,
he was
Gerald
one of the
is
best?
so
I love
good.
Gerald's character now. It's so good.
Why don't you shut your fat pussy, bitch? I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong room.
But
I remember.
But like South Park has like a concept that lends itself to making fun of things forever as long as they keep things fresh, whereas The Simpsons has a concept that was about making fun of a kind of show that existed in the 90s and doesn't exist anymore.
No, exactly.
The family sitcom.
That's true. Yeah.
Now the only family sitcom is The Simpsons.
Yeah.
One of the only ones,
Yeah.
It's one of the very few ones.
It's the only one that matters. I mean, like, I guess they could pivot to make fun of 2.5 Men.
Well, I mean, it's a bit late at that point.
But 2.5 Men
It makes
sucks.
fun of Weird Bachelor and dating people. I think it was a transition from everything to Friends.
Yeah,
and then everything to this day is still trying to ape Friends.
I mean, yeah, and
How I Met Your Mother was trying to ape Friends. Yeah. Big Bang Theory is trying to ape Friends.
I mean, Seinfeld is kind of...
no, Seinfeld came before Friends.
Yeah, so is Friends ape Seinfeld?
Friends is the whitest TV show ever made.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's nothing whiter than Friends.
Is it bad to say that I didn't like Friends?
No.
I was never into it. I really wasn't into it.
I enjoyed Friends as far as sitcoms go. I enjoyed it because Joey was funny. And Chandler was so on coke, and you could so tell. He actually admits he can't remember 3 of the seasons.
Seriously?
Joey was doing so much cocaine at the time.
You know what's great about Joey?
What?
Have you watched episodes?
No, I haven't.
He has pivoted to Matt LeBlanc has pivoted to making fun of himself in the best possible way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a philanderer. He's an alcoholic. he's like he cheats on it. Like he sleeps with his best friend's wife just because the opportunity is there, and he's a sex addict. He has no responsibility in his life. And he tries to take control of that, but he can't. And he's human BoJack Horseman.
Oh,
It's so strong. There are so many strong characters in that. There are so many great moments in that series, and the fact that they actually got Joey to be a parody of himself in real life makes it so much better.
Matt LeBlanc's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
And actually, there's interesting because he was on this British talk show, and they also had, I believe it was Khaleesi from
Game of Thrones?
From Game of Thrones on there. Now, she grew up with friends, right?
Uh-huh.
So she had the biggest crush on Joey when she was a teenager. So she's sitting right there beside him. So I found out, the host found out, so you have a crush on a certain television character from the 90s. Joey Tribbiani. And just Matt's face lights up. And she starts blushing. And he just leans over. How you doing? And she's like, oh! She's trying to pull so hard. She spasms like, oh my god, I want to bang you. Like, I want to bang you, Silver Fox Matt LeBlanc.
I mean, he's still charming and still funny.
His voice is fantastic, actually. And I'll say this, he needs to start doing voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to start doing voiceover like Stat, because he actually has this fantastic from years of drinking, he has this fantastic voice, like this bass that when he speaks, it actually like resonates pretty strongly. I'm like, you need to start doing voiceover, son.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Didn't he get in trouble for making a joke at Khaleesi?
Yeah, because they're friends, and everyone thought he was being sexist because no one does research anymore.
Wait, what did he say? Now?
Well, I just made it. He made it kind of like she's really hot. Like he
made a joke about how good their ratings are because she gets naked a lot.
Yes.
Oh. And
which is just a joke about Game of Thrones, really.
Yeah, and then
she hasn't got naked since season 1, anyways.
Yeah, no, that's
true,
why.
actually,
He said I stopped watching it season 1 because she wasn't naked in it anymore.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
And then it's a joke. She's also expressed that she has a crush on him, so I'm sure she apprecited that joke on that level.
I think she was dating Seth MacFarlane for a while too, actually.
Huh? Good for him.
Yeah, well, Seth doesn't talk. Like Seth was on like the Howard's. I actually watched Seth's interview on the Howard Stern show because I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like Howard Stern's trying to get him to talk. So who you banged? I'm not gonna say. Well, who famous people have you banged? He's like, I'm not gonna say. And Stern's like, why not? Well, I even though we're not together anymore, I would disrespect the memory of the people I was with. And I'm like, oh, fucking class act, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a class act. That's a class act.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it from some of his comedy, but the dude is very respectful.
He seems like a nice guy, yeah.
He's classy as hell, and he's also, like, he's hardcore liberal.
Yeah.
He sure is.
But he makes fun of that with Brian, like, all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All the things, like, like Bush, am I right? Oh my god, you're the worst. Shut up. Like,
one of my other favorite episodes of Family Guy, which I'm sure is based on real stuff that's happened, is when Brian tries to become a stand-up comic.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And he gets up on stage and he's like, he's going up to the stage and he's like, all right, I need you to feed this image into the projector. It's an American flag, and don't worry, it's supposed to be upside down.
Yeah.
it's like the lowest common barometer of being an edgy. I'm counterculture liberal.
Yeah.
And he made Brian like literally they start like aping all of his like jokes. Like they self parody within themselves sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then they reinvent. It's like, again, animation wise, it's awful. But sometimes the writing's actually. And it's not even bad. It's nothing.
Yeah, it does not exist.
It literally just isn't there.
Yeah, it's beyond pose to pose. It's literally just like, meh. But that works for a comedy sometimes.
Well, that works for what they want. Probably because the actors' contracts are probably most of the fucking budget.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Same for The Simpsons. Like I think each of them get $400,000 per episode.
Jesus, seriously?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And Fox will pay it.
Yep, Fox will pay it.
Sure.
I only know because I think Seth MacFarlane signed a $100 million deal with Fox. as an actor and producer for all his shows. Because at the time, it was American Dad, Family Guy, and The Cleveland Show. It was all three of them. So there was he had an hour and a half of programming, so they paid him $100 million for like 5 years. Like, it's crazy money he was making, but that makes sense.
And I mean, Cleveland's show wasn't great.
No,
God rest
it
his
killed.
soul.
You know they canceled King of the Hill for it, right?
Yeah,
I know,
Cleveland
right?
Show?
Yeah, for the Cleveland Show, they canceled.
Oh my
King of
god,
the Hill.
I didn't know that. What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm mad.
Yeah, no, be mad. But no, actually, don't be, because Mike Judge went on to make Silicon Valley instead,
which is one of the greatest shows of all time.
Yeah,
I've not seen that. I've not seen that yet.
It's Mike Judge, man. You can't go wrong with Mike Judge.
Yeah, for sure.
He fucks.
What?
He fucks. Mike Judge fucks.
Mike Judge fucks.
He fucks.
I love that he wrote Office Space, but he's in Office Space. You know who he plays in Office Space? He's the shitty boss. There's not enough flair. You don't have enough flair. I think that's Mike Judge. Right, yeah, because he was actually going to play, I think he was going to play, someone supposed to bring my stapler.
It's my stapler.
But then
I'm going to burn this whole place to the ground.
Then he had Bill Dauterive's actor come in and read it. He's like, oh, it's better than what I would have done. Never mind, fuck it, you're playing this character.
Yeah. Oh god, Office Space has one of the greatest openings of any movie ever. White guy loudly rapping to rap music in the car. Black guy walks by through traffic. Oh yeah, motherfucker!
That joke has aged so well because it's still true.
It's still true.
Yeah, Mike Judge is a great writer. I wish that King of the Hill was still around.
If I could actually, real fast, not to cut you off, before I forget, because I have terrible ADD like that. There is a podcast you should listen to. It's I don't usually like the Nerdist podcast for all their interviews, but there is a Mike Judge interview that's an hour and a half about talking about how he got started, and it's fucking amazing. Because this is where he found out he was the showrunner for Beavis and Butthead, and wasn't told for a month. While he was working on Beavis and Butthead.
He didn't know.
They just never told him, because this was 1992! They didn't tell him shit!
So
He fucking mailed his animation cells to them and didn't know they picked him up for a while. He talks about how crazy it was, because it was more before the internet. So you get noticed, you had to go to animation festivals. That's how it worked. Like, it's crazy how the old system used to be, when he talked about his career essentially and how what he went through and everything, and it's amazingly inspiring.
He worked in a Silicon Valley incubator for a while.
Yes, he did. But before he did anything, he worked in Silicon Valley as like a fucking brilliant developer technician. He's a brilliant dude.
He came up with middle out compression himself.
Yeah, he talks about
that concept was something that he and his team came up with together that is influencing the direction that programming's going.
He talks about that. It's again, Mike Judge is one of the most unique human beings on the planet. Like, yeah, that's right. Someone who invented part of modern day programming is Hank Hill. Bull. Damn it, Bobby. But no, we can talk about animation a lot.
We should do a King of the Hill Weebcast.
I need
the best anime.
It's my favorite anime.
Oh man, is Con racist? That'll be the podcast name. Depends on your perspective. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say about? Oh man, my train of thought derailed and 30 people are dead now.
You gotta your train of thought's going off the rails. We gotta choose whether it kills one fat guy or 10 regular people.
Yeah,
the fat guy. He's given up.
Yeah.
I'm looking right at like Jeff's gut, which is it. Jeff. It's because you're 6'5". This is God's way of balancing it out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, dude, you look fine. You look like you've lost weight, actually.
I guess I do. It's probably because I've lost some of my bulk because I haven't been to the gym in a month.
Jeff weighs 85 pounds. Everybody, I want you all to know that. He's mostly CG, actually.
Mother's Basement is actually a YouTube show with a budget of $100,000
Mother's Basement is
an
actually
episode.
in his mother's basement. It's actually rather interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're on the bottom floor of the townhouse.
If you were on the second floor of your house, I would be like, you're the biggest hypocrite I've ever met.
Yeah, but this is the lowest I can be in this house.
It's true. I hit the microphone. You
fucked up real bad.
I smacked my hand down to like make a point.
You fucked up real bad there.
See, Jeff keeps looking at the time because it's running too long, but his last one was like 3.5 hours. So you can
I can't. I can't complain.
Jeff, they got
How long is
75,000.
too long for this?
There is no such thing as too long because the longer it goes, the more AdSense I make.
Amen to
It's
that.
good to know. It's good to know you're all about the money and not the quality.
I'm
Jeff.
I'm all about that money.
What box? What game? What extra? What special edition box are you smacking when you do that, Jeff?
I am resting my microphone on the Halo Reach Collector's Edition box.
Did you buy that with your fuck you YouTube money?
No, I bought that with my parents' money before I had fuck you YouTube money.
Are you gonna pay them back for how much they gave to you?
Yeah, I'll put them in a nice nursing home.
Oh, that's nice. No, you should take care of them.
That's.
But you work from
that'll
home,
happen.
right? It's not like you have a real job or anything.
Hey, it's right, and it's not like you're a real actor.
Oh, fuck. Hey, thank you very much. I'm in Xenoverse 2. That makes me a real actor now.
Oh, that's true. You are. Damn it.
I'm also in Battle Right.
Yeah. No. You're a voice actor, not a real actor.
Oh,
Remember that
my
conversation
right. Remember
from that podcast nobody will ever listen to?
Oh man, dude, I schooled everybody though.
Yeah, that was strong. You also
Liam was like fucking felt sad about that because Liam said like what's the difference between like voice acting and real acting or something along those lines? I'm like, they're both acting,
Yeah,
Liam.
What is the second word of voice acting?
But you know what's different about voice acting? I have to pretend I'm there. I'm not actually there. I have to pretend.
Checkmate.
Yeah, you have to convey everything with your voice. It's challenging.
It's a different skill set.
I'm gonna get into what I did during my week now.
Jeff, let's be here. You worked. You worked all week and you masturbated. It's like that's.
There's a little bit of that.
You know, she was like, yeah, I got around.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I mean, I'm right now crunching on a bunch of different videos, like the Mob Psycho video, which I mentioned, video about Sombra from Overwatch.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Sombra.
I finally finished writing my 100,000 subscriber special.
Wow, it took you long enough.
How many subscribers do you have, by the way?
190,000.
You have 190,000? I can't wait. You should just name it the 200,000 special. Just sit on it.
No. I'm gonna make that joke because I need something to go up while I'm on vacation because I'm going to Disneyland.
You're saying it wrong again.
Disneyland.
It's Disneyland. Thank you.
I'm going to Disneyland. Yeah. So I can finally film my 100,000 subscriber special because I got that silver plaque from YouTube.
Oh, I'm still waiting for mine.
Oh man, I've had mine for several years actually.
That's the one that they let you have. They keep the gold one and the.
Oh no, that's the thing is we actually have three. We have the gold one for Team 4-Star. We have the silver one for TFS Gaming. We have the silver one for Takahata101, which is where we were uploading Hellsing. Oh. And that's why that hit 100,000 actually.
Oh, okay. So you get to keep the silver.
I get
one
this.
for
The silver Takahata101 is essentially the one for Hellsing. That's essentially what it is, and I'm very proud that I have that.
That's your Hellsing award.
That's pretty much my Hellsing award because now we're uploading them on the YouTube. Now we're actually uploading them on the main Team 4-Star channel. Mm-hmm. But I think it's cool that you're doing that, and one day you will get that gold button.
I'm crossing my fingers.
You know who won't?
I'm getting that gold button.
The Super Best Friend Cast at gmail.com. They will. They're so far away. My question is, will TFS Gaming get the gold button before the Best Friends Play get their gold button? That's the real question.
I mean, the thing about Best Friends, I think they're legitimately the best Let's Play channel on YouTube.
Suck it, Weegee! And
I don't do Let's Plays.
Oh, I thought you wanted to make content, and make money.
No,
that's true, but
no.
I used to do when I first started out. I did Let's Plays, and then I started branching out into more stuff. Like, I think the first non-Let's Play thing I did was Weegee Talks Sword Art Online, where I just railed on it for like 8 minutes straight. And a lot of people liked it, and then I was like, hey, maybe I should make things that people actually like want to watch. See. And then I just stopped making Let's Plays, and the rest is history. Now I'm at like 120,000 subscribers or something like that.
It's not bad.
I think it's like 110,
that's not bad.
Actually, I don't know.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Super Bunny Hop also used to do Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Damn, dude.
I'm entering into this room now. There is a creature. I've defeated it.
Yeah.
I don't have. How was my day? It was okay.
You know what the funny thing is about George?
What's that?
He's actually one of the funniest human beings I've ever talked to.
He's actually pretty funny.
But I don't know why pure Stonewall. He's pure Stonewall humor is the thing.
Watching wrestling with him was the most perplexing thing ever. Why are they doing this? Dude, we can't explain the concept of wrestling, dude. The best thing was like Brennan was sitting right there, and Brennan's like, shut up. This is my life!
And he is like, I now understand what a wrestle is.
Thank you, Super Bunny Hop. We appreciate you understanding what a wrestle is.
I mean, a lot of the stuff in his videos, it like, once you talk to him in person once, you get it.
Yep.
But a lot of the stuff in his videos is jokes, and people don't know it's jokes because he's got that
He's just got a
deadpan.
really dry sense of humor.
A dry sense of hammer. Yes,
Dry
exactly.
sense of humor, yeah.
But yeah, my week has mostly been trying to get like a whole bunch of videos done at once. Watching a little bit of anime to try to stay up on that. I've got to get my summer 2015 recap done at some point.
Summer 2015.
2016.
I was about to say, you're really behind.
I mix up dates and names all the time. I think I might have Alzheimer's. I'm not sure.
What are the walls made of here?
Tapioca?
Well, no, it's made of aluminum dust. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We might have lead in these walls. The building's old enough. Yeah, I've mostly been just staring at screens and doing that. And the other thing that I have done this week, which is my throwing my fuck you YouTube money around, is I bought a ticket to go to Japan with my girlfriend.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna be live vlogging that, so I get to write it off on my taxes.
Nice.
But yeah, we're gonna go see the Gundam statue. We're gonna go to the Persona 5 concert.
The Persona concert.
The Persona concert, the 20th anniversary,
they're
which
doing-
is on her birthday.
Oh, that's perfect.
And we're going to we're just gonna have a good time in Japan for 10 days. I'm gonna do a vlog of it that hopefully people will watch, unlike my PAX vlog.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. Thank you, man. It means a
But
lot.
we don't care, you know.
But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I am going to do MagFest like straight after that, and RadCon, which is Digibro's meetup thing that he's financed through the Plebe and the Weeb Kickstarter. So I've got a busy couple weeks ahead of me, or busy couple months ahead of me, and because I'm gonna be on the road so much, I have just gone in on getting myself a top-tier gaming laptop so that I can render and edit video while I'm on the road.
Nice.
I got myself an Asus Revenge of Gamers with like an i7 and a GTX 1060, because we are now literally at desktop parity with mobile graphics cards, and it's amazing. I mean, we have to be, so they can start making those stupid VR backpacks. Have you seen those?
No.
Yeah, I have.
yeah. They're actually pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense for VR. At least you're not tripping over a cord every 5 seconds.
Yeah, so MSI has come out with a backpack that is a computer that you can plug your VR headset into. It's got two 1.5-hour batteries that you can hot swap out and put in the charger while you're playing, so that you can keep swapping them out and keep
smart.
Yeah, that's
Finally.
really fun.
playing. So you get 4 of those and you never run out of battery power. But it's pretty cool. But I'm not gonna get one of those for a few generations.
Yeah.
Let's wait till they.
If I ever do.
Let's just wait till they make a really good live MMO.
Yeah. Wait until Sword Art Online Real Life comes out.
I'm too scared to get VR, because what if I die in the game? Then I just die in real life too.
Then you die for real.
No,
Yeah, that is a
Exactly,
big.
I can't play that.
I'm not really interested in VR until I can lie down and be in a world and walk around with my mind. I'm just not
Exactly.
interested and I'm not
Full dive. You want the full dive
Yo, I've been
system.
saying this since day one. VR is the biggest meme, and I'm really hoping that it'll die off soon. It is. What happened with the Wii?
I'm
We got
looking
motion
right at his.
controls.
I'm looking right at his. Is that your? PS?
This is my PSVR.
Everyone got motion controls with the Wii, and they said, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And then like a month later, everyone hated it. The Kinect came out. Everyone said, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
No
later,
one said the
everyone-
Kinect was cool.
Nobody
Okay,
said the
maybe
Kinect was
nobody
cool.
said it was cool.
Nobody said the Move was cool. But
Microsoft
the Wii-
was shilling it to be like, this is
Of
the
course.
next revolutionary thing, and nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. It was terrible.
Because
but the Wii was legitimately successful, and
Yeah, it was, but
it's because it had GameCube controller slots
And
at the top.
that's true
And-
too.
and
If I did it, I wouldn't have bought it.
honestly, I think that the PSVR has a very good chance of actually being successful because it's on a device that it's usable on a device that people can afford, and many people already have.
That's true.
It has a big enough library right off the bat. Like, Taka, if you look over at my shelf, that's all PSVR games, right? Like, it has a much bigger library than most consoles do at launch, and more of the games are good. You know, like, Riggs is legitimately good. Rez in VR is incredible. Well, I don't know if you've been following Wooly tweeting about that, but it's his new favorite thing in the world.
What's that? What's that?
Rez.
I keep hearing about it. It's like,
What is that one? Remind me.
Rez is a game that came out for the Dreamcast and Xbox that came with a vibrator. Like, it came with a trance vibrator. That was its thing. And then it eventually came to Xbox 360 and PS2 and a bunch of other things. But it's sort of like a trippy, abstract, digitized version of classic Star Fox, where you're flying around, avoiding things and trying to, like, lock on target a bunch of things at once. It's a musical shoot 'em up thing. It's a weird ass game.
I played it.
Oh yeah, okay. I just googled it.
I played that. I played that.
before.
I was actually in Australia when I played that. It was at the Video Game Museum, and it was it was the one game that had a completely sensory deprivation room where they completely blocked out everything with full surround sound while it was playing on a big jazz screen. No, that and like I played it there. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, didn't want to play it anywhere else because I already played it in the best possible setting, and everything else would feel. Oh, on VR? They have it on VR?
Yeah. It's on VR, and it uses head tracking to do the lock-on. And you can look behind you, and the monsters are behind you.
Oh! Interesting.
It's, I mean, like, it's, so, I honestly, I wasn't on...
I know they have that one teach a Japanese high school girl stuff. Also no sex. I'm like, okay, why not?
There's actually one of the VR experiences on PlayStation VR is you go to a Hatsune Miku concert with the two Move controllers, and you wave them as the sticks that people have at
I've seen that. I've heard about
idol
that.
concerts.
Oh boy!
But I was not on board for VR until I went to, like, not I need it right now, until I went to PAX Prime this year. Or, sorry, PAX West. I went to PAX...
Stop calling it PAX Prime?
Yeah, because now they don't want to delegitimize PAX East and PAX South.
But it is delegitimized because it's the Prime PAX.
It is the Prime PAX. But
suck it, Boston.
But yeah, it's the one that we can afford to go to.
Yeah, it is.
So I went to PAX West and I sat down. Like, I have played two things that sold me on VR.
Okay.
One is Super Hot VR.
Oh, yeah.
Super Hot VR.
You're not saying it right. You're not saying it right. You got
super hot.
Yeah.
Super hot. Super hot.
Super hot. But yeah.
That was a neat game.
But so that in VR, you can actually matrix dodge bullets because of head tracking.
Yep.
That sounds kind of cool. Yeah.
It's the coolest thing ever. It makes that game 10 times better. And the other thing that sold me on it this year, which is not necessarily because it was the best VR experience ever, but it's a killer app for me. Psychonauts is in VR. Psychonauts: The Realms of Ruin is exclusive to PlayStation VR. There's like basically a full-on point-and-click adventure game in Psychonauts where you use your eyes, you use head tracking to point and click, and it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. I am sold. I am so sold. Yeah. I have never been more sold on anything in my life just because I love Psychonauts that much.
Only thing that I'm really kind of bummed about is what is that one Justin Roiland VR game?
Accounting.
Oh, accounting.
It's exclusive to one.
It's Vive exclusive.
I'm not. I guess I'm never playing it then.
I kind of want to get VR for that just to experience that. Honestly,
I've heard accounting is amazing, and the other VR game that I played on HTC Vive, which I really, really hope comes to PSVR, because the other game that they made, Job Simulator, is on PSVR, and that game is great. But Rick and Morty Virtual Reality.
Is it an actual game?
It's an actual game. It is so good. It is so.
What is it like what kind of game is it?
You are a crappy clone of Morty that has been made in Rick's garage, and you go along with Rick and Morty on an adventure. You explore their garage. You fondle a plumbus. There is a moment early on. I guess, I don't know. Somebody's probably already spoiled this, and I'm not on like an NDA or anything. So skip ahead by about 30 seconds if you don't want to hear what happens in the first 10 minutes of Rick and Morty VR. right early on, they try to get you to do like a menial task, which is you use the controller to pick up laundry and put it in the washing machine. And Rick eventually gets fed up with how slow you are because, of course, you're slow. You're exploring this VR space and not doing what the tutorial tells you to do. So he shoots you in the head. You go to hell and you get a phone call from the devil. And he's like, sorry, we weren't really expecting you here. Maybe come back in a little while. And then you like, come back to life. That's an dying in VR.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
As part of a story is an interesting thing. And what's really cool is it uses the motion controller as the phone. So the closer it is to your ear, it's got positional sound. So you actually hear the audio coming through if you hold it up to your head. And if you pull it away, it gets quieter.
Interesting.
Okay. There's a lot of different like creative ways you can do it. It's a matter of I want to lie down and you do it with my brain though.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be awake for this? I just want to go into my waifu simulator. God damn it.
I'm really excited for HoloLens. HoloLens is cool. Microsoft HoloLens, you haven't seen that?
I have not heard of that, no.
Have you seen the anime Den-O Coil? That's a trick question nobody has.
I can't say that I have seen that either.
So the HoloLens uses holograms to create augmented reality.
Right, that's the thing I saw.
Oh,
That's the one they were playing Minecraft with, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have seen this. Yeah.
Yeah, they
you saw-
demoed it at
Yeah.
but like this thing is so cool because it's basically the desktop of your computer is laid out around your room.
I like that.
You have a blank wall up there.
Yeah.
You can just toss a video up there and have it positionally track where you are because it's using it's using holographic projection on this lens.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, you could put like a black screen behind it and have it be a really good VR headset too. But this is a full scale evolution of your computer. And like
I can't wait for Scouters.
you really believe that. From what I've heard, you really believe the objects are there, though. They are projected with a lot of fidelity, and it has cameras to make sure that if an object is occluding where that object would be, I think it actually uses the Kinect sensor, like going out, so that
It looked interesting when I was seeing it being demoed. They actually showed what it would look like. It actually looked pretty intriguing, and I'd actually. Could you imagine filmmaking with that?
Mm-hmm.
Like actually physically.
That'd be super cool. Yeah.
See that's actually filmmaking is in VR too. I think actually I think that's going to be a big thing because there's a couple
VR films. Yeah,
VR films are going to be a thing, and
I have a friend who's working on one right now.
That's pretty sweet.
The first or it was pitched like when it was pitched, it was the first VR feature length film to go into production. He put it on Kickstarter. I think some other things might beat him to the punch because they have more money, but it's Jake Kaufman, the composer of Shovel Knight and Shantae.
Oh, sweet!
Ooh.
And he's making a feature-length rock opera
about
in VR.
Well, music's their strong suit, so
and it's like it's based. Do you remember what an experience Tron Legacy was as a 3D Daft Punk music video?
I never saw that.
I've never seen it.
If you like Daft Punk, it is worth seeing purely as a Daft Punk music video.
Is it going to be like that South Park episode of Heavy Metal? It's a Heavy Metal episode of South Park. When they're when they're doing cat piss. You are now fighting the Boobatorium.
Yeah, no, it's close to that, I guess. But this basically takes that experience and puts it all around you.
That's pretty sweet.
And it's got this cool storyline about two robot sisters who become self-aware and try to rebel against their society that doesn't allow music, because of course it doesn't allow music. It's future society in a rock opera.
Grr, music and creativity is bad.
But yeah, it's if you're interested in seeing a glimpse of what this thing could be, it's God, I'm blanking on the name of the project right now. But one of the songs from it, look up Jake Kaufman "Broken Perfect" on online. I think I might just use that as the end song of this podcast, actually. So just listen through to the end of this podcast, and you will hear one of the best soundtracks to anything that you have heard in a long ass time. That said, I think I've basically gone through my week, and I think it's time to get into the mailbag.
Okay. Make sure to send an email to superbestfriendcast@gmail.com.
Actually, yeah. Actually, it's weeklyweebcast@gmail.com.
weeklyweebcast@gmail.com.
I'm gonna have to get you to do that forever.
weebcast@gmail.com.
Weeklyweebcast@gmail.com.
@gmail.com.
You got good mic technique.
Thank you very much. I know mic placement. She sells seashells by the seashore.
That's good.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Okay. So, first question comes to us from Trey Allen. And Trey asks...
Hi, Trey.
Hey, Dweebcast. If you were to introduce someone to anime who normally finds Japanese culture weird and creepy, what show would you use?
My mother, and I'd show her Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never seen
like-
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
See, that's done with Chinese marionettes. Mm-hmm. And my mom grew up loving Thunderbirds because of the marionettes. So I'll show her. So guess what they did, Mom? And just show her the first episode with the insane choreography. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm glad you like it, sweetheart."
Oh, yeah. What about you, Weegee?
For me, and I have done this before, I would say One Punch Man. I think it's one of those shows where you don't need to be into anime to enjoy it. It's just like that good. It's like universally good, I would say. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I have gotten people into, well, not like hardcore into anime, but just like, yeah, I watch a few anime series now through One Punch Man.
Interesting fact about One Punch Man. When it first came onto Hulu, it was actually outperforming Law and Order.
Really?
Which is a really big deal.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I would say that One Punch Man is actually a very good choice. That was...
Or Death Note, honestly. I've gotten some people in through Death Note. I think that's very good entry-level anime right there.
I look forward to the Netflix series.
Oh, I do too.
Man.
Willem Dafoe as Ryuk is going to be...
I'm very interested to see. It doesn't take place in Seattle.
It's Ryuk, you pleb, not Ryuk.
Ryuk.
It's Ryuk.
It's actually Ryuk.
What country do you live in? You live in America. No, you live in Canada.
Yeah, come on,
but
man.
still.
Ryuk.
You know, I'd pay money to have Willem Dafoe. I have a pen. I have an apple. Have you seen that for the new movie? You see the new movie ad they did? They did
Apple Pen.
They did Apple Pen with Ryuk.
Uh-huh. You know what? Oh, God. I would pay money to just... You know what they should just do? They should take every line from Willem Dafoe in Beyond Two Souls and just put that over Ryuk.
That would be very weird.
Death is nothing!
When does that come out? The new Netflix thing?
That's next year sometime.
Yeah, they're filming it in Vancouver. We should try to be extras on that.
They're filming it in Surrey.
We should try to be extras on that.
You have to be part of an extras
Doesn't it
union
take
for
place
that.
in Seattle?
My friend is not
am I
part of an
wrong?
extras union, and he got on as an extra.
Well, I'll probably consider barking on. Who knows?
Yeah, we should see about getting all the famous anime YouTubers on that as an Easter egg. I was meaning to bring that up as a serious... We should just photobomb them while they're filming.
I'm sure they don't have security or anything for that.
But you okay there, buddy?
I'm good. It's all good.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a case of the SAO. That's what I call all diseases.
I actually do have a bit of a sore throat, to be honest.
Yeah,
You have super AIDS like the girl from the second season did.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rip.
You have dire AIDS.
You have dire AIDS.
It's like AIDS, but dire. We have cured your dire AIDS. You still have AIDS, but it's not so dire now. But yeah, I guess the show that I would probably go with as like an entry level thing for anime. It's pretty standard, but Full Metal Alchemist.
The FMA.
Yeah?
FMA is very accessible, very enjoyable. Actually, no. Better one? I'd go with Avatar The Last Airbender. That's a great anime.
Good anime. Pretty solid anime.
I agree.
But, I mean...
Good dub.
But I have a legitimate reason for that, which is that I think that it is a good midpoint between American cartoons and anime.
Yeah.
In a way
That's true.
I mean,
yeah.
like Teen Titans wasn't really. Teen Titans was an
Teen
American
Titans started-
cartoon with
started
that
to-
aesthetic.
What about Teen Titans
Mm-hmm.
Go?
Oh, Teen Titans Go is the best anime.
That's my favorite anime. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think that Avatar is the first show that's really hit that good middle point between
Genre blending.
but medium blending. I'd almost say.
Medium.
Yeah, because I mean, like, obviously they're the same medium, but at the same time, anime and Western animation are kind of
Different.
separate mediums.
Yeah.
They are. There's completely different goals.
Although Western animation is trending more towards being like anime now,
I'm
I would
okay with
I would
Good.
also maybe give them
More storytelling, please.
I would also maybe give them Steven Universe as a
I
depending
don't
on
know
the
about
person.
that.
Depending on the person, Steven
Personally,
Universe
not
is
a big
actually
fan of
really
Steven
good.
Universe. Honestly.
Steven Universe is the best Dragon Ball Z show of all time.
It's
Pat's bit on that was amazing.
that is the single best bit on any podcast ever.
I wonder how long
Listen to the Super Best Friend cast. Don't listen to the Weebcast. Listen to the Super Best Friend cast.
he came on there and said, like, I read this fan fiction.
Of-
He used this Dragon Ball Z fan fiction, and he laid out this rough outline of what Steven Universe is, and then they realized what he was doing, and then they got mad. But it's not just that. Totally is.
He got them for like 5 solid minutes. It was-
He got me too. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this fan fiction? It was made by Rebecca Sugar. What? Oh, you son of a
you
bitch.
son of a bit. Yeah.
Well
but
done, Pat. Well done.
yeah, Pat is a good podcaster. I should have him on the Weebcast sometime to talk about Gundam. But
Which one?
all of them.
Double Zeta?
But yeah, I would say Avatar: The Last Airbender is a really good jumping on point for somebody who doesn't know anime and might be interested, because they will be more likely to enjoy the slapstick and the Nickelodeon comedy of that show, and then if they enjoy the story elements, you can be like, hey, I'll show you Fullmetal Alchemist, and from there they're hooked.
Yeah.
That's
There's
true.
no
I haven't
going
thought
back.
about that, yeah.
FMA Brotherhood. Let's be clear about what we're saying here. Because
Yeah.
guess what? FMA Brotherhood's better than FMA.
Yeah, I agree.
Better story. And my favorite part is how Al is also the main character. It's not Ed is the main character. It's Ed and Al are both the co-main characters.
Yes, and that's an important distinction. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got another question. John Wine asks, you have to forget about 2 shows. One you never want to remember, and one you get to experience for the first time again. What shows would they be, and would you still feel the same about the show after rewatching it?
Okay. So, I can tell you one show I want to forget. Eureka 7.
To rewatch it?
I want to forget it and never... to rewatch it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I could just...
No,
I
you
thought I could just
you don't like
forget a show
Eureka
forever.
7?
I hate that show.
Oh.
I've never actively rooted for the bad guys more in a show than Eureka 7.
Oh, man.
I hate that anime so much!
We got to do an Eureka 7 podcast now.
No, I don't remember. I stopped watching because I hated Holland so much as a main character, and I hated that one girl as a Ray knockoff so badly.
You mean Eureka?
Shut up! Shut up! I hated that so much.
Oh, man, I love that anime.
If there's a show I could fucking why? What
It's-
was your favorite part? The part where Holland just randomly beat up the main character because he said it was really good air, there was really good wind there at that war scene, even though he didn't know, because Holland's such a great fucking character. It's a fucking...
I haven't seen it in a
Remember
long
the part
time,
where
but
they
I
were,
loved it as a kid.
Remember the part where she was wheeling the one person of that one race through the town during the bombings? Ooh, I remember.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I want to rewatch it because I enjoyed it a lot.
If I
when
could just
was
forget
younger.
that. If there was a show I could unforget and rewatch, though,
Yeah.
it's because it's recent and because I loved watching it with zero preparation, without zero trailers, just sitting down and binging it one whole day. That would be Stranger Things. I wish I could I wish I could forget that and rewatch. I wish I could forget it and rewatch it again. It's so good.
That was a strong show.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we're not just doing anime, so that makes.
Oh,
this
is it
easier.
anime only?
No. I mean, it's implied because we're the Weebcast, but whatever. We spent more time talking about American TV
Oh,
on
actually,
this than anime.
Mob Psycho
true.
100. Mob Psycho 100. If there was an anime I had to forget so I could rewatch it, would my opinion change? No, be the same thing.
Yeah, I'd still love it. What about you, Weegee?
If I could rewatch anything for the first time, I think it would be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, honestly, which is
That is a
probably a
good
pretty
pick.
generic answer, but
Which part?
all of them, preferably. Back from square one, from part
Choose.
1. If I could rewatch one part specifically, probably 2. I've always liked 2 the best.
Oh, okay.
Battle Tendency is fun.
I like it a lot. It's my favorite.
Have you read Steel Ball Run yet, though?
I have not. I've actually not read much of the manga at all, really.
Steel Ball Run is the greatest thing ever.
That's what I've been told. Yeah, that's
Everyone's
what I
saying
hear
Steel
is,
Ball
like, the
Run is
magnum
almost as good
opus.
as. Everyone says it's almost as good as 3.
No, it's better than 3.
Oh wow!
It's better than 3. I think 4 is better than 3 too. But
4 is better than 3 too.
You think 4 is better than 3?
yeah, I would say so. By the end of it, I would say 4 has the best main character out of all. Josuke
think
is so
so?
good. Josuke is so good.
I would still say Jonathan's the best. I love
He's
Jonathan
so good they
much.
brought him back for part 3.
He's great. He just trolls the shit out of everyone and he wins.
Yeah, that-
It's
Joseph,
fantastic.
you
I
mean.
love it. Oh,
I mean,
yes. Okay, I'm stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought you meant Joe. I thought you
Jesus.
meant
Actually,
Joseph.
no, you're right. You're right. I would say that Joseph is a better JoJo.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So good.
Yeah, but
I love it.
which
Holy
is
shit.
by the way, in the fighting game, that's his whiff animation. When he whiffs a special attack, he goes, "Oh my god!"
Is it really? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and that which is important because he's one of the best characters in that game. He's got the best attack set, and he has the ability to charge his special meter instead of
for
use a
Eyes
stand.
of Heaven or
For All-Star Battle.
Oh, okay.
But the trade-off to that is that he's got the longest whiff of anybody, so he's the easiest character to punish if he misses an attack.
Oh yeah.
And that's sort of how they balanced him. But anyway, yeah, I would say that Joseph is a little bit better as a main character, although I really like Josuke a lot, and I like the
Josuke
ensemble.
too. He's great.
I like the ensemble cast around him a lot. I think that the best Caesar and Speedwagon so far are Kuyasu and Koichi. They're such good sidekick characters.
Yeah, that's actually true. I would say that they are the best Joe Bros.
And the fact that most of the sorry for interrupting you. Just the fact that most of the villains come back and become bros in their own right is really good. And Kira Yoshikage is the best villain in a manga until part 7.
I haven't seen much of the manga. I like Hiro a lot. He hasn't topped Dio for me yet. I love Dio so much.
You haven't seen he's good. I love Kira. I mean, Dio is good, but Kira is good. Kira's also Araki's favorite.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
But have you read the whole manga?
No.
Where they go with Kira without where they're going with Kira right now in the anime is really good already. How he's he's got that weird serial killer autism, and he doesn't yet understand that he actually has genuine feelings for his wife.
Serial killer autism. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a phrase.
He's not wrong.
It means no worries for the best of your days.
And Bites the Dust, which is the last version of Killer Queen.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that yet, but I hear big things.
Bites the Dust is lit.
Yeah.
Bites the Dust is lit as fuck. And
I'm
final
excited to see that. I know
LIT.
nothing about it aside from it's fucking awesome. So
LITAF fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
Okay, so what's a show that you would forget?
Just permanently and never have to think about it again. Probably Dead Man Wonderland. Fuck that show. I don't like it.
That's fair. I know.
I love the premise a lot. I like the first 2 episodes, and I think it had a lot of potential. But then it just became really generic and shitty. So.
Yeah.
And then there was the ending, which didn't even qualify as an ending. But
Yeah.
Same can be said for a lot of anime.
Yeah, it's true. But
I mean,
it was like Super Jail the anime for like the first 2 episodes. It's just like
And then
here's this
it
crazy jail where the prisoners are basically in like an amusement park and they just do crazy shit all day, and then it's just about you're like a bloodbender now, and it's like, oh, okay.
You are the chosen one, Harry.
not Nanbaka is a little bit better for Super Jail the anime.
Yeah.
Without murder.
But
I'm not seeing that.
yeah, it's new this season.
A lot of sparkles. Character designs are questionable.
Yes,
I'm just like, I mean, like, how stylized do they need to get?
yeah, I kind of agree there, but it works with that comedy.
It does. Everyone's pretty, though. Everyone's too pretty. Everyone's, like, frustratingly handsome.
So for me, for shows that I would like to forget and watch again, it's tricky to say. Shows that I would like to forget forever. I'm sure somebody expects me to say Sword Art Online, but that show makes me way too much money.
Stop watching his videos, guys. It feeds into his ego.
No, I would say that the anime that I would just like to forget.
I just love all of it so much.
It's also good.
Said Jeff.
You know what? I will never make any money off of the suffering I went through to watch this show. Maburaho. It's
I've not heard of that.
Is that the one on Netflix?
It might be on Netflix. I don't know, but Maburaho, I have a DVD set of it from back when you had to buy DVD sets of anime to watch most of them. It's the shittiest harem comedy from the era of shitty harem comedies.
Which one's that one about? What was it called again?
Maburaho.
Maburaho. Which?
It's about this guy. So it's about this magical school.
Okay. Not Maho Sensei Najima, the greatest harem anime of all time.
Well, see...
Manga, sorry, not anime.
Yeah.
Need to clarify that.
The thing about Negima is they keep expanding the harem, and that's what makes it good. And so this came out... This was like an obvious Love Hina knockoff, when everything was an obvious Love Hina knockoff.
Yeah, everyone wanted that Love Hina money.
And Maburaho is basically about... This world where everybody has a limited number of uses of magic and a varying amount of power. So that can be, and your place in life is determined by how good you are at using magic and how many times you can use magic.
Okay.
So, like the people at the top have thousands or hundreds of thousands of uses, or even millions, and the people at the bottom have like 100. And when you use up your last thing of magic, you die. So you really don't want to use up that last thing of magic.
Okay.
I like that premise.
It's an interesting
Concept's great.
It's an interesting premise. It's a very interesting premise, and it will, like, I will say, you will want to watch this after I finish saying it. Don't. Do not, because it's the worst. You know, we talked about this on the seasonal Weebcast.
Yeah.
That show that starts with an interesting premise and then becomes the thing that you've seen a million times before. This, when we were talking about Magic-kun, which is another really cool thing about a magic world that's just a reverse harem. This is just a harem anime. But, so the thing is that everybody's station in life is determined by how many times they can use magic.
I almost touched the box.
You did touch the box. That's going to show up on the recording. Anyway.
I've ruined it.
So everybody's station in life is determined by how well they can use magic. And
Are you telling me that everyone's station in life is determined by how well they use magic?
I think I might be. and the main character has 8 magic uses in his whole life.
Oh, boy.
But he's able to attend the most prestigious magical academy in the world because with those 8 spells, he can do fucking Dragon Ball wishes.
Oh, no,
Yo.
he is...
So
that sounds dope.
It does sound dope, but all he uses them for is to make it snow in the summer so that a girl will like him.
Oh, that's nice.
Fair enough.
And he does that twice because he's straight retarded. He's straight retarded. He's
harem protagonist dumb.
He is the most generic harem protagonist ever.
The greatest harem protagonist was Nejima.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so great. He's like, wanted none of it. He's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, no, because he's got a personality. Kazuma has no personality. By the way, this is one of the few things where I remember all the fucking characters.
Of course, his name starts with a K.
Yeah. Why would it not? Keitaro, Kazuma, Kirito, whatever. You know.
Just Sword Art Online is the best harem anime ever.
Yeah.
All the girls have the same face.
Yeah.
That's true.
So the main character has 8 uses, and the one thing that made me interested in the show. Okay, so he's got 8 uses of the most powerful magic
How many
ever.
uses again?
8 uses.
Okay.
And the harem premise of this is that because he's got these genes that allow him to cast this powerful magic,
Yeah.
if he fucks someone with lots of spells, their kid will be the most powerful mage in the history of the world.
This makes complete sense, though.
So
That makes sense!
3 rich girls have been sent to fuck him.
Yes!
And that's...
I'm on board with this show.
Yeah.
But he doesn't
Sounds good
fuck
to me.
any of them
He
the
doesn't
whole...
fuck it. He doesn't fuck anyone?
The whole show!
Oh my god, it's like Rosario plus vampire all over again.
It's so painful. It's so painful. And they're the most generic ones ever. There's the slut,
Yeah.
the one who's actually in love with him and kind of dumb,
Yeah.
and the tsundere,
Yeah.
who just wants to murder him.
Tsundere is always the best one.
And the tsundere is actually the best one because she's a samurai and she's constantly like, look, I really don't want to fuck you, so I'm just going to kill you instead. That's her character. But then she falls in line and becomes a simpering waifu like the rest of them. And the one interesting story development that happens in Mabura, you see how much I remember of this show?
Yeah, a lot.
And you see how much the one interesting thing that happens in the middle of the story is he dies.
It's good.
He casts all his magic and he dies, and then they spend the rest of it trying to bring him back. But I cannot overestimate how generic this show is. Like, it's like somebody took Love Hina and said, no, this needs to be written by a committee.
Oh, ooh. That's good.
It's like someone saw Love Hina was popular, someone saw Harry Potter was popular, and then they just smashed them together.
Yeah, it's called Maho Sensei Najima.
No, because again, Nejima is good.
Well, Nejima was like, it's because he wanted to make a shonen, and they told him, no, we want another harem. He's like, alright, sure. Makes a harem, slowly turns it into a shonen.
Yep.
I love seeing it, like, reading Nejima's like, it's almost there. Oh, and there we are. And then he just takes a pill to age him up to the age he wants his harem protagonist. He wants his shonen protagonist to be. Like, where's the harem shit? Alright, he kisses a bunch of girls. There you go. And then moving on.
Yep. Yeah, Nejima is but
It's top tier.
yeah. The animes,
Animes are bad. The animes are not good, but
Yeah.
the manga's great.
I was introduced to it through the anime, so I hated it for a while, and then I
There was that one that was an actual, like, it was the manga, and then there was that weird not manga spin-off one,
yeah.
which was weird, and had that one moment where the original intro of the original anime came back with the original animation style, and then went back to this weird bleak shit where they were in a magic. Oh, fuck it, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah. So
What's
yeah.
one you would what's one you would rewatch again?
I would love to go back to not knowing anything about Psych and being able to watch all of Psych again.
Yeah,
Psych is one of my favorite shows of all time.
pretty good.
I like.
Let's see.
I don't think it's the funniest sitcom of all time. I don't think it's necessarily the smartest sitcom of all time.
But it has the best Twin Peaks inspired episode.
It has the best. Banging the microphone.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, but you're on the floor.
That's banging the microphone.
Stop doing that, Taka! Yes, it has a really good Twin Peaks episode. It has so many good episodes that just surprise you by going for a concept that you didn't think they would go for on the show. And honestly, while I don't think it's the best show of all time, I think it is maybe the most fun sitcom that I've ever watched.
Okay.
In terms of, like, they try something new every episode. They try to keep things fresh, even though they could just rely on formula, because it has a really good premise. Guy pretending to be psychic.
Didn't they drag that out to 7 seasons?
8 seasons. And it's really good. Except the last season's a little iffy, because they had to wrap it up, so that it's more plot-driven. And that takes away from, we can just do a weird 3-part serial killer plot. We can do a full hour-long musical as part of our, which is really good, and that's also part of the serial killer plot. But then they They have this other one that's like yeah, they just have a lot of episodes that are really good that I want to go back and experience fresh, because I love that show to pieces and I can't watch it fresh anymore. And I ended up watching all of Scrubs in order to get back a little bit of that magic. And Scrubs is good.
I had to stop watching Scrubs.
Scrubs is depressing.
Because they started talking about death too much and actually made me kind of... Because around the time I was dealing with a lot of hypochondria. Because I'm very, like, prone to, like, that kind of fear. So I'm watching a medical show. I'm like, I can't do it. I gotta turn it off.
Yeah, Scrubs goes to some dark places. I mean, my favorite joke from that is, Ted, all you've got in your bag is a smiley face sticker and a handgun. Yeah, one of those is in case I get sad, and the other one's in case I get really sad.
I like that.
Ted was a very dark character.
Yeah.
It was like, not today.
Yeah, they start an episode with him at the edge of a building. He's like, not today.
Well, yeah. You can go in LA and find that place where they did all the exterior shots.
Yeah. No, they did the interior there too, I think.
No, you can like take photos of the exterior if you ever want to go there. When you're down in LA, you can go check out some exterior places.
Maybe I should do that.
You should go get your photo near the old Scrubs exterior.
You know what? I did get a photo recently. Was they were filming The Flash downtown. I got a photo near the Star Labs van.
Oh, that's cool.
I really like The Flash too. Yeah. I would say Psych would be the one that I would want to forget just so that I could experience the whole thing fresh. That was a really, really fun show to watch.
This awkward pause brought to you by Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going through questions to see if you guys haven't seen Shiki, so that question's no good.
Yep.
I had some saved, but I was expecting... Okay, so, Canned Chicken sent me an email saying, "Hi, Canned Chicken here." Canned Chicken is the guy who threw a bunch of money at me to make me read Sword Art Online 16.5 on stream the other night. Canned Chicken here. How much do you love me? A lot. Also,
I don't love you, but I like you.
Yeah.
I respect you. That's one thing I'll say. You know what I love is when someone goes, oh, "I love my fans." No, you don't.
No, you don't. You
I
don't
don't
know them.
Here's the thing. I don't know my fans. I've met people. I respect my fans. And I'll make sure that I give them the same quality every time.
Yeah.
I never say, "I love you guys." I don't. I
Love
don't
is a
love
strong
you.
word.
Love is a strong word. I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I respect you guys. I don't love you, though.
Yeah.
I will throw that word out during streams just because. But what I really mean is I'm fond of you guys and I have fun talking to you.
No.
I think I've done that on stream a few times. Yeah.
Is that do you think that perspective is good, though? With, like, I respect my fans?
That perspective
Yeah.
that I'm seeing
No,
right there.
I'm just doing a pose. I'm like...
He's just showing his crotch to me. He's presenting.
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of dick.
There's a lot of dick.
Markiplier took a photo today on Twitter of himself in tight pants, and you can see his bulge. So suffice to say, Twitter's very happy today.
Of course they are. So his follow-up question is, short form anime, what are your favorites?
Define short form anime.
Golden Boy.
I'm not sure if he means like OVAs that are short. I would guess things that are sub 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
I got no answer.
In which case my answer
I don't
is
have any answer to that either.
Cromartie High School.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cromartie High School is my answer to that. Or possibly Azumanga Daioh, because that was originally like web shorts, I believe, that got then turned into a thing. What series do you think should get a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood like redo? As in, better animation, follows the original story better, and overall is an improvement.
Which one's that?
Wait, could you say that the last part of that again? You cut out for me.
Okay. Ryan G92 asks, what series do you guys think should get a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood style redo? As in, better animation, follows the original story better, and overall is an improvement.
You know, it's interesting because I would have said Soul Eater if the Soul Eater manga hadn't ended so terribly. Soul Eater manga ending was so bad because the creator wanted to stop making it and make Soul Eater not instead make his moe trash garbage that he wanted to make. I think if any show deserves a really good treatment like Brotherhood. Oh, what is one that ended so tragically? Because Soul Eater's one of them. Soul Eater's one of the ones that ended like, oh, you could see that filler ending. You could just feel the shift happen one episode. It was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that went that route that really... Oh. You're looking at your like pile of anime there. Is there anything there that deserves that? What deserves it? You know?
Deserves that scale of full-on remake.
Because Hellsing already got it.
Yeah.
Hellsing already got it.
That's true.
That's a hard one, actually.
That is a
tough.
tricky
I'm
question.
sitting here contemplating what I would choose.
Yeah, because you just get one, right?
You just get one, and there's not a lot deserving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what was a better manga than anime. I'm trying to think of anything that was like stood out as being better, like that was really good, that was legitimately good. That then all of a sudden the anime ruined.
Berserk.
I mean, it's technically getting an anime now.
But the new anime is terrible.
It is.
It
is, but it's getting it right now,
Mm.
and it is, to be fair, like it's like, all right, either it doesn't exist or it exists in this fashion. It feels like a monkey paw wish. That's what the new Berserk feels like. It feels like a monkey paw wish. Ah, damn it! I guess.
I think a lot of people feel like Wooly feels about the new reboot. I'd rather have nothing.
I mean, like, what can't be improved by an opinionated alt chick? I sometimes find myself wondering, could this be made better with an opinionated alt chick?
And the answer is always yes.
Exactly. Full Metal Alchemist with an opinionated alt chick hanging out with it would be a much better show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? You are absolutely right.
Hell, they just added an opinionated alt chick to Overwatch, and I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Sombra's an opinionated alt chick. That's why Wooly's so angry about her.
Because she's him.
Wooly's not an alt chick.
He just dates opinionated alt chicks.
Is his girlfriend an opinionated
I don't know, but he likes short-haired girls.
He does. He likes Chie, and we should really be concerned for him about that.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I
my
like
sister
Chie.
looks... I mean, you can be wrong about stuff.
Just so you know, my girlfriend cosplays Chie and
Yes,
Lise.
and she totally looks like she's 15. Your girlfriend doesn't look like Chie. She has a great Chie cosplay, though.
She does. Very top tier. Yeah, I don't know.
This is a hard one because I'm trying to think of enough manga that I saw that deserve it. Because even like I'm like, Hajime no Ippo, but they got a proper anime.
Mm-hmm.
They got a proper anime. It's
You know what?
I Shield 21.
I Shield 21. Yeah.
I Shield 21 because the art in that manga is so good. It is a good story. It is has fantastic characters. It's got a fantastic supporting cast. It deserved better than it got because it came out in 2006 during the anime bubble where the animation was nothing.
Yeah.
There were nothing but panning shots and lip flaps. That's what it was.
Yeah, I Shield 21 deserves to be remade with the budget that they're giving to All Out and Haikyuu and stuff like that.
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good one. I had one and I just lost it.
I know, right?
God damn it.
You know what I would like to see redone really, really well? I would like to see Cowboy Bebop redone.
What? No.
If it was
it doesn't
actually
have a
good.
manga.
Oh, for manga specifically?
And Cowboy Bebop is great.
Cowboy Bebop is the closest anime we'll ever get to art.
Yeah,
in a
which is
26
why I
episode
would like
anime.
to see it be redone, like, really, really well.
If I'm correct, one of the reasons why Cowboy Bebop is so good and like on an actual production level is that each of the episodes is named after a song.
Yeah.
And the lyrics of the song are the story.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, that is like, how can you outdo that? Like,
Yeah.
and not even counting in the animation or the fantastic characters, just on that level. And now I've got like a bunch of Cowboy Bebop AMVs playing in my head now.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I don't know. I mean, hypothetically, if we were to take a show and just make it better, I would like to see that, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid.
I don't think you can make Bebop better.
I'm not saying it would certainly be a challenge, yeah. I can't see how, but...
Yeah, I want to see this applied more to like stuff.
More that's like...
They got a shit
Kinda
treatment.
bad.
Like
Yeah,
I Shield 21 got a shit
Okay.
treatment.
Okay,
You cut out again during the question, so I thought you just
sorry.
went late for anything.
This is all his Wi-Fi's fault.
Yeah, this is all. Well, this
It's
is
all
Discord.
Wi-Fi's fault.
It's all
Yeah.
Discord. Discord doesn't like my Wi-Fi, but Beck Mongolian Chop Squad,
That's fair.
because that ends right before it gets the best.
Yeah, everyone said it ends right when they start touring, finally.
Yeah, which is when the manga gets so good, and I would love to hear more of their songs translated.
That's fair. That's also a very good dub, too.
That I would say is one of the best dubs ever.
Yeah, no, because even they had to cast guys who could sing really well, and that's actually one of the reasons why. Yeah, that's true. That's a good pick.
I would say, Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. The other thing is Beck Mongolian Chop Squad has really bad animation.
Oh.
And I want to see it remade with really good animation. I was gonna say Ranma 1/2, but then nah.
No, there's one part of Rama 1/2 that they never animated that it needed to be animated.
The ending?
No, fuck the ending. All right, first of all, fuck it. He ended up with the wrong girl. All right, Ukiyo was right there. Fucking trash taste. All right, I'm gonna lean up for this. The best manga, because there's one whole book that was it was one whole story. Mm-hmm. It was the Love Fishing Rod. Do you remember that one?
I haven't read that one.
Okay, this is the story of Rama 1/2, and this should be animated because it was so fucking funny. Is Ryoga gets a magical fishing rod, and whoever he catches will fall in love with him. So who does he accidentally catch?
Ranma?
Yeah. So Rama slowly falls in love. No, slowly falls in love with Ryoga. Because as a boy, just kind of starts sitting beside Ryoga, something about him. I like him so much. And then he just tries to get closer. Ryoga's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And then Rama intentionally, because I'm a guy? And then in the middle of the, why are you trying to hang out with me so much? It's really being weird. Why won't you just love me the way I love you? As he screams right in the middle of the street, and this old man walks past, just shakes his head. And so looks at both of them. It's really funny. And then he's like, I know what to do. And then starts covering himself with water, and then tries to fuck Ryoga. Legit, Ryoga's, lying down in his campsite, and Rama comes in as a girl, and, tries to undo his pants and shit. I will fuck you right now. And then it gets crazier. Then it stops being tsundere, starts becoming yandere, as all of a sudden Ryoga's running in the woods with Akane trying to protect him, as Rama's in his broad panties. Where are you, Ryoga? I'm hungry for you.
And of course Ranma could actually kill him.
Yeah, and Ryoga's fucking terrified. We will be one. Our bodies will be entwined together. And Rama's like, what happened? And that never got animated, and that bugged me. That's good shit. That's so fucking funny. And
that's a good arc.
You gotta read that. You gotta read that.
I do gotta read that. Any Ryoga arc is a good arc.
So good, such a good character. Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, this silence brought to you, of course, by Two Best Friends Play.
Yeah, listen to that podcast instead. It's a really good one.
Don't forget.
Unlike this.
Yeah. If you hated me, make sure to leave the comments below.
We've already actually answered that question. Somebody asked whether you prefer FMA or the FMA Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Yeah. I guess the last question would be, what anime studios would you guys like to have a comeback?
Ooh.
I don't have an answer for that question, unfortunately.
You don't?
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know enough about animation studios.
Yeah, I can't say that I do either, really.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll save that question for when I've got Digibro and Canopon again.
There you go. They're the ones.
They're the guys who know that. All right. Yeah, I think that about covers it as far as questions go. Thank you guys for writing in. Be sure to write in to weeklyweebcast@gmail.com if you want to have your questions answered on the show.
weeklyweebcast@gmail.com. My name is Casey Kasem. Make sure to call into weeklyweebcast@gmail.com.
Oh man, I really have to get you to start recording all of my sponsorship ads.
Oh, thanks.
これは何のスポンサーやろどれよ
Loot crate.
何のボカ
Yo, I got a loot crate in the mail yesterday. After
nice.
2 months of them saying, yeah, we'll send you one, and then I finally got my first one. So
Is that one of the deals with being sponsored by Loot Crate? They'll send you Loot Crates.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that's
they want
decent.
me to open it and review it, which I don't know if I want to do that, honestly.
I'm looking into doing something like that right now, but
Shout out to Loot Crate.
Yeah,
LootCrate.com/WeegeePlays.
Shout out to Loot Crate funding a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah, they do good stuff.
Shout out to Anime Crate who supports Team 4-Star.
Yeah, animecrate.com/TFS. And I may have a URL soon. I don't know yet. And I can't say because business reasons, obviously, if I will or not.
Okay.
But I may. And it may
just tease us, why don't you?
and it may be /Weebcast if we're lucky.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
Because Two Best Friends play, they make that Casper mattress and Loot Crate money.
Man, they get the Casper Mattress money. I wish a knife company would sponsor them. Just buy knives, because I want to see them try and pick. I want more random things to like be promoted on their thing, just because I like their actual advertisements, because they just go all in on it, and I want them to be able to. I want it to be like Animus, I feel like I want to shit, but I need help.
That would be Pat, obviously.
Pat will be like, I get an anima every day. I'm animating right now.
Yeah. No, if they sold knives, man, they could probably make a real profit with that pyramid scheme that sells knives to people. I had a girlfriend who was in with Vector Marketing. That's the people who sell those knives.
Oh yeah,
Vector Marketing. Their logo is literally a triangle.
I wish it was an upside down triangle.
It is an upside down triangle.
Oh, just wait a minute. Turns it around. Damn it!
Yeah.
Damn it! Yeah.
It's not a pyramid. It's a funnel. There's a difference.
Yeah. No. You see, the pyramid scheme is structured from the top down. We're a bottom up structure.
Exactly.
All of your money funnels down to us, and none of it goes back to you.
Have you ever asked yourself the question, is this a pyramid scheme? It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Probably so.
And if you ever ask yourself, is this a cult? It's a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two questions you ask yourself you know the answer to.
Yeah, no.
Which is why I love Doctor Strange. Is it a cult? No, it's not. It sounds a lot like a cult. And I'm like, it kind of is a cult a little bit, actually.
It is a little bit of a cult. Oh, God. There were some very true, comedy lines in Doctor Strange. The other best one is, man, people always used to laugh at my jokes. Did they work for you?
That's
good.
I like that.
They work for
I need
you.
to see Doctor Strange still.
It's good.
Did you ever see Marco Polo?
I did not know.
Oh no, you gotta watch it because the Genghis Khan, not Genghis Khan, sorry.
Is Wong?
Yeah, it's Wong.
Ooh.
Oh really?
So it's two entire seasons of that dry wit. He's just like, so you're going to battle, my son? He's like, yes, father, but I am worried. Well, you are your mother's son. But I am going to see my 3 wives tonight. You're also your father's son. And it's just Wong being... it's not Genghis Khan, it's Kublai Khan.
Kublai Khan.
It's Kublai Khan, yeah.
Oh, God, that's...
It's good.
Yeah, that sounds
I know
really
it's white protagonist in foreign land, but... I mean, it's Marco Polo.
It's Marco Polo.
And he's the only white guy, if you want to know. And if anything, he's Italian. So he's Italian white.
Which isn't really white at all.
It depends if you want to make him white in your argument.
It's more olive-y color.
They're all speaking English for some odd reason, though.
I mean, I guess that's less authentic than Narcos, which is a really good show.
Oh, I love that show. They're making a 3rd season of Narcos without Pablo Escobar. They're just continuing on into the next cartel, which is going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, we have been going on about TV shows, and in conclusion to this Weebcast,
yes,
watch Mob Psycho 100.
Mob Psycho 100.
I forgot that was the topic.
And if you are still interested in hearing more about Mob Psycho 100, you can check out videos that I've done about Mob Psycho 100's PV, Mob Psycho 100's ED, and very soon the OP to Mob Psycho 100, which you people literally have not stopped asking me for since I said I would do it a month ago. That'll be coming out the Thursday after this Weebcast airs, which I believe is November 9th? November 9th? Someday in November. Yeah, that will be coming out. You guys will be able to watch it, and please enjoy. And then
also make sure to check out Weegee Talks Mob Psycho 100 as well if you want more Mob Psycho 100.
And don't forget to check out Team 4-Star at team4star.com.
And also youtube.com/
TFS Gaming.
TFS Gaming, because that's where they make their money.
That's where the money's made.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's how I afford my mortgage.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. And once you're done watching my Mob Psycho 100 video, be sure to come back and listen to this whole podcast again, because I'll be linking to it at the end of the video, creating an endless loop of links forever.
My God.
Yo.
I will fuel a reactor that will take us to the stars with the energy of those looping views.
Well, I know I like to go off topic, but China just created the perpetual sun machine.
Yeah.
They created an artificial sun generator.
Ooh.
You know, something we should have on this planet.
Yeah, that won't be disastrous at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got that. They've got the Large Hadron Collider. I'm sure neither of those is going to destroy all of humanity.
They are on the opposite sides of the planet, too.
Mm.
That's not bad, right?
Just switch
Just
both
a
of
sun
them
and a
on
black,
once.
just a sun and a black hole on opposite sides of the planet.
Yeah. Oh God. Or when we get a solar net to start collecting more of the sun's energy.
So what you're saying, we should burn more fossil fuel?
Do you know what the Dyson sphere is?
What's that?
That's when you encase a sun in a solar
Right.
collector.
Yes, there was that. Yeah, there's a couple Star Trek episodes about Dyson spheres.
And yeah, we may not have a Dyson sphere because that would kill everything in our solar system, potentially. But we may in the future have like an array of panels just orbiting around the sun to collect like 10% of its energy, and that would. There's lots of cool science stuff, but you can learn about that on Kurzgesagt, aka oh shit, I forget what they call that instead of Kurzgesagt. But that's a really good YouTube channel. I am rambling now, so let's just call it a day. This has been the Weekly Weebcast. I'm your host, Jeff Thu.
And I'm Takahata101 of Team 4-Star.
And I'm Weegee the God of WeegeePlays at youtube.com/WeegeePlays. Make sure to subscribe.
And 2 out of 3 of us are signing out from my mother's basement.
Weegee wasn't invited.
I wasn't
We-
invited. I live in the attic.
He's
He's gone now.
Oh, you were still.
All the color fades away. Dusty avenues and seas of gray. Distant memories collide. Data waiting to be classified, cast aside. Can't survive trees with the quickness. Look at the game for business. Punch trees with the quickness.